your will be done, and all that we say and do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, we'll call this meeting to order. I guess we have no public forum policies. You want to do your deal?
It does not need to be Tony.
I can't hear you.
You can
Shut
do
that
the
off,
top.
would you?
Oh, yeah. You
Please.
can do Tony if you'd like to go first, so he's.
You have something you want to say first?
Oh, I looked at the policy, so I had a couple questions, and Tammy said to bring them, so it will be a little bit of a discussion. So
Let's just go do his first then, if that's all right with you, Carla.
Tammy, do you need a copy of this?
yeah, that one.
I thought I had.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, after having a conversation with Carla the other day, I re-projected, these are all projections for the 2026 budget. What I did was I took what we spent the first quarter and I times it by 4. That way it give me, because we're guessing. But our insurance billing, $142,992. The billing costs, what it costs us to have the leases do it, $66,9052. Projected payroll, $259,007.52. Then projected overtime costs is $21,504.68. Payroll taxes, $39,768.28. Excuse me, 28 cents. Fuel costs, $61.71.12. Medical supplies, $16,836.68. Maintenance costs on the truck, and this is probably a little bit high because we had to put tires on one, so, but $11,843.84. Our subscriptions, our Verizon are, and that's Verizon's for the tablets that we use for EMS, plus the hotspot so that we can transfer stuff to the hospital. It's also our EMS 1 training program.
Does the hotspot work?
Yes.
Deal?
Yeah, it works right off the tablet. We just pull down, push hotspot, and it automatically hooks up to our monitor.
Often wondered if there were.
I haven't ran into any dead spots yet, but I'm not going to say they're not there.
Right.
Kind of like our radios, you know. But that's going to be $5,100. Medical director, that's a fixed cost. It's $3,000 a year. Licensing fees, state of Kansas, to license the ambulances. Then we pay for our techs renewals. That's going to be $1,200. CLIA, which is a waiver we have to have in the state board of pharmacy, is coming up in July, and I know that they've upped their prices, but I don't know what they've upped them to. So we're looking at about $1,200 there. So our total expenditures, we're looking at about $371,122.64. Our projected income is $142,992. And that is a little bit skewed just because I believe we've billed I think it was $34,000 so far, but we've only collected $21,000. If I can find this here. Sorry, my papers are sticking together here. 35,748 is what we've billed so far. 21,760, I believe, is what we've received in payments from insurance.
Do they pay on time?
It depends on who you go through. We can be anywhere from 6 months to, I've had some that pay within a week, and I've had others that drag it out, and they will send it back for the little list of things.
Does Delisa do that for you?
Yeah, Delisa does all that. We either get them in the mail or direct deposit into our money market account.
Well, if she's doing it for you, should be doing it right.
Well, if you figure what it costs you to have a billing person, it's cheaper to go through her.
Yeah.
They take a percentage of what they collect, not what they bill, but what they collect.
Right.
So that works out pretty good for us. And then you asked for the 2024 stuff, and that is starting with the second page. We do a 28-day schedule. Our overtime starts after 212 hours in a 28-day rotation. We offer no benefits at this time. My pay is $16 an hour, 40 hours a week. Mine is set. It's a salary. Assistant director makes $16 an hour. Our paramedics and RNs make $16 an hour. AMTs make $14 an hour. EMTs make 12 and drivers make 10. And the number off to the side is how many we have of each.
So do the driver, do you have drivers?
We do. We have 4 drivers. When I'm at a point where I cannot get another tech for some reason, I utilize the drivers.
Like just random people or?
No, you've got to go through a training program. The state says they have to be certified in CPR, first aid, Narcan administration. They have to have an EVOC course, which is an emergency vehicle operators course. They have to have HIPAA training, and then they also have to have ambulance training on where everything's at, what it is. When we ask them to grab something, they cannot do any patient contact. So
is this, the second page is still 2020, this is 2026 information, current information?
this?
Yes.
No.
What is that?
Well, yes, I'm sorry, this is 2026 information.
Okay.
I apologize.
When I was talking to Barry Hodges about the Minneapolis EMS service, he was saying that the state didn't, I believe, what I understood was that the drivers still had to be EMTs.
No.
You're saying they don't,
If
is that
you
for
have-
transport only, or?
If you have a variance, which I filed for the variance and got the variance, I can utilize drivers instead of an EMT.
Okay.
But I have to have a licensed EMT in the back with the patient.
Okay, because he was saying that that would be helpful for Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And he thought it was a state rate, but you got a variance for that?
Yeah,
But Minneapolis
they did
doesn't
away
have
with the
that?
variance now. You just
Oh.
have to follow the guidelines set out by the State Board of EMS.
You probably have that, don't you, Carl? You'd probably have that, don't you? You have that?
We do not have drivers. It is kind of a last ditch effort to have
Right.
a driver.
And that's how we use it too. I don't just put a driver on.
Right.
You use the drivers, but specifically for your transports or for emergencies as well?
It can be 911, whatever I need
When they can't get
Person
anybody
for it.
else, enough people, they call them.
yeah.
The last, like they said, last ditch.
Yeah, it's a last ditch effort. If I don't have another license, I've got one licensed DMT, well, I don't have a choice but to put driver on. So,
Okay.
so that's how that works.
Because he was saying we should contact the board of Kansas EMS and encourage them to
It's already
You
in
said to
effect.
reach out, but you think it already is in effect?
No, I know it's in effect. I'm using it.
It is in effect.
Yeah.
Barry didn't, must not have
It's
been
just
up
not, you don't want it if at all possible.
to- Right,
I personally would love not having it, but I don't have a choice.
depending on who the driver is.
Exactly, and we go through a pretty rigorous process.
Sure.
It's not, we don't put just anybody behind the wheel.
Right,
Almost every one of mine right now are going through an EMT course. I have one that's not, but all of the other three are going through an EMT course. And, so it's kind of a stopgap
right.
until I get them certified.
Do you, pay for them to take that EMT course?
I use the EIG grant.
Okay. I think that if they're our current drivers, we should pay for that sort of training.
Okay,
And then our 2024 financials are what's back there. And I'm gonna let you guys go through and look at all that. It's all broke down. The first column is our expense, next column is income, and then we've got a category where there was income or bills, and then what everyone was, whether it was US Cellular, which we do not have anymore. We went through Verizon. But when I first took over, that's what we were using for hotspots. The state board EMS, I mean, how much we got income from the county budget.
Last call, what does MM mean?
Money market. Yeah, that's where it went, was the money market account. Some of those the healthcare claim from Medicare, Medicaid, don't ask me why, but some of that they put in our regular checking, some of it they put in our money market, and nobody can tell me why.
okay.
So this is a full year, but that's good. I didn't think you said you could get the full year.
No, I can get the full year, I can't go any further back.
Okay. Well, what I'd like to do with this is make it into a financial statement so I can compare it to 2025. And then as far as, so when you look at this, Tony, you, so you did change your budget projection of 2026 from when we first met, which is okay. But I still don't understand what your 2027 is.
2027 was 2025's, because those were actual hardcore numbers.
Yes.
With 11% increase.
Okay, but so just to put everything in perspective, so you were saying your expenses were gonna, with that 11% increase, was gonna be 369,000. But you're projecting 371 for 26.
Right.
So I guess I'm fearful that's not enough.
Well, technically it's not, and I told you that when I gave you the budget. I told you it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be closer to 400,000.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'll look at this and,
But I'm a taxpayer as well. I don't want my taxes going up, and I don't wanna have to pay more taxes. But I know the importance of our EMS system.
yeah, I think we all feel that way. But, do you guys mind if I just
No, that's fine.
look this up into a financial statement to compare, make something like this for you guys to look at
That's
for
fine.
next week?
Yep. Okay, well, thank you, Tony.
Yep, do you have any other questions on that? I don't know if there's anything else that I can give you financially. I think that's pretty much everything that we have access to. So,
Okay,
all right, well,
Well-
thank you.
yep.
Thank you.
I guess we'll back up to public forum.
Sorry.
It's all right.
So just Curtis Stevens here for the school district, wanted to update the county commission on, we did remove some items from the east sidewalk of the John Henry building. And
Thank you. I've seen that.
yeah, most of it was just items that we had to pitch and throw away. There's a little bit of lumber that we were able to retain. We just set that off to the side over. But in terms of the items that are in the main area or the gallery area. It looks like there's some tables with different pieces of property and such in there. And we were wanting to just kind of get a direction of what the county commission wanted to do with those items. We can move them into a different area to where we'd open that space up so we can start kind of cleaning inside.
So is that what was left over from the sale they may have had, or?
I think so. I had a picture of it, and when I was looking through it, it looked like it was just some sales items. And so, if they are wanting those to be boxed up and maybe moved into the storage area in one of the adjacent rooms, we can certainly do that. I just didn't want to move those items or do anything with them without talking to you all and seeing what your thoughts were. We could even. I can put an inventory together with some of my student helpers. If it's stuff that is just leftover items that should be salvaged too, I didn't know how much.
Just put them,
Can I make a suggestion? I think it's the stuff from the museum, is it not, from the garage sale? So maybe we should give it to museum board to make a decision,
Okay.
exactly.
since they're taking over the museum.
Are they going to move it?
Well, I just thought they should be asked.
Yeah, I just wanted to know kind of where it came from, and so I can work with Leland Davis
Okay.
and the
That's
historical
what it's from.
commission, and then if anything, just inventory it. And my main goal is if I can get it moved, then it'll allow us to start cleaning that
Yeah, I
area and
understand.
doing
I
those
just-
things.
Okay.
But
You know, I think-
As far as I'm concerned, you can move, but I would
Yeah.
like you to talk to him.
Absolutely,
See
we'll
what
do
he
that.
wants
There's
to do.
stuff more than likely.
Sure.
And I don't know, maybe Elizabeth is able to put some of that stuff online to sell. You know,
Okay.
there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of heavy, like chains and stuff in there.
There's-
Do you remember that?
There's a variety of different kinds of things, so
Yeah,
we'll work
and I
with
don't know if
them and,
That's kind of stuff you can sell online.
Whatever
Do you
it's
know, you're,
Not selling.
I don't remember what was in there, I was in.
Whatever, that's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
And then the back side of the area, we have worked on knocking out the weeds and the overgrowth and cleaning that up. There's no other items back there, but our main goal is just to get the property looking as good as it can on the outside, and then we'll start in on the John Henry piece. We'll work with them, and then I'll get you another update. Won't come every month, but as we're making progress on that, reach out to you, and then if there's any concerns that you guys have, feel free to let me know, okay?
well, thanks for cleaning the back up and the side up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
So-
the side of that building is kind of historical, right, the way it's painted? I don't know how many years it's been look like that, but when they, obviously
Yeah.
there were some old paint cans there, and I guess what they must have done is touch up paint at that time, at some time.
They did some repair work on that wall too, is my understanding, on the stones, and so some of the Dakota sandstones, there were some extras. There is one that's still there, that is, I need some football players to help me pick that up. 'Cause that isn't gonna be good if I tried to do it, so. But everything else was just removed on that, and we'll do some before and after photos, and I'll follow up with them and then reach out to you at a later point this summer, so,
Thanks.
okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
thanks very much.
Does Minneapolis have a citywide garage sale still?
September, I believe it is.
Oh, it's not till September?
Yeah, I think, sometime in the fall.
I didn't know if maybe the museum board would wanna,
I guess they can,
they,
thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think that's what they did last year, maybe,
was it last year or the year before?
or a year, yeah, maybe a year before.
Okay, Tammy?
Okay, so I do have, just some more policies for you guys to review, so I'll kind of go over each one kind of very quickly here. And if you have any questions on it, these are the policies I did send out to you guys before putting it on the agenda, so if there were any changes ahead of time, you guys saw right away. First one's 2019 personnel files, any questions on that one?
Did you give them to me?
You guys have them in your packet
With the agenda.
with the agenda?
Do you want me to print them out for you real quick, or?
So I was supposed to print them out?
They're in with the agenda, that's your stuff to review, the agenda packet.
No, it's fine.
It's
They
about,
were also emailed out a couple months ago too, you probably got them there too and reviewed them then as well.
All right, go on.
So any quick changes on 2019, we're good there. 4005 is travel expenses reimbursements, any questions on that one?
okay, so,
Yeah, on travel reimbursement, we didn't set an amount, the budget for meals while they're away from their work.
So that's, it's gonna follow GSA, which, because it's consistently changing, and that way we're not having to consistently change policy, that's all listed in the IRS guidelines.
I did print that out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and, because I went to that website they gave, and this is what they printed. I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay with it.
When you say board packet, I mean, you know, I kinda expect it on my desk, when it's packet,
You want me to start printing you the agenda?
no.
Okay.
But I didn't know that all this was with it.
It's only 10 pages. You want me to do it?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So I guess, I know that had been a point of contention before
Mhm.
we
Whoops,
came
sorry.
on. And I guess, Scott, if you just look at that, that's similar to what was passed in the past, and you're okay going forward?
When I was traveling for beach, it was $25 a day instead of 51. But
Well, you aren't traveling for beach anymore, are you?
No, I'm not.
Well, I
I
did,
This
got
also helps employees, so technically, when they're filing their taxes, whatever we pay under IRS is they can claim their taxes, so we're just following federal guidelines is all we're setting up. And that way we don't have to update it every year to what that amount is, it's just whatever the federal guidelines are, that's what we will follow.
yeah, that, so 16, 19, 28 doesn't sound outrageous.
No.
That $5 incidental is kinda weird, except for a tea to drive home, I don't know, but you can't even get a coffee at the airport for $5. But anyway, so it's,
Well, we don't pay for incidental, so this is for the cost of things we actually pay for.
so this would be for the receipts they give you.
These are for meals
And-
and mileage.
And did it specifically say we don't pay for incidentals?
It does not specifically say we pay for incidentals, it says we only, but it does say this is for like meals and mileage. Incidentals are not something in our policy that we cover. So if you're traveling and wanna go stopping at a soda, we don't cover those.
Okay,
That's not miscellaneous, that's another
No,
$5
you don't get to
miscellaneous.
have miscellaneous, we cover meals and mileage.
What falls in the $5 miscellaneous?
We don't have it, so I don't know.
I thought that that's GSA though, right?
Okay, they might list multiple things they pay for, but we just follow the amounts and the things that we cover. We
Okay.
cover meals and mileage, so those are the only things on GSA that we will take from that.
Okay, so, Carla, on that,
Just because they list those things doesn't
yeah,
mean we have.
on that paper, is there a miscellaneous?
there's an incidental, so if you
Incidental.
take that $5 off, it would
Right.
make it $46 a day.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be fine, I think.
Okay, and then on number 6, I felt like, under personal vehicles, the personal vehicles in A was redundant.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I did not have these with me when I was reviewing these, so I had to review these just pulled again. But what I was thinking is that it should say personal vehicles, and then it should start right there.
What number are you on?
I'm number 6 on page 2.
Okay, personal vehicle.
So the first paragraph is about personal vehicles, and then A is about personal vehicles too. So I thought maybe it should start with where it says employees may choose to use their personal vehicle rather than county provided, and continue that.
I think that's preference, I think what we're doing is defining the broad personal vehicle
Mhm.
definition, and then we're going into use the personal vehicle in lieu of the county vehicle.
Well-
So, there's different things that we could.
Well, the first the first sentence says mileage will be reimbursed at the federal mileage rate established when a personal vehicle is used and when authorized. And then A goes, use a personal vehicle in lieu of county vehicle. I just thought that was redundant.
But then we define it, so if you
Yeah.
continue on with what you just, that last sentence you just said, then we define that employees may choose to use their personal vehicle rather than a county owns.
Okay, I just thought it was redundant, but that's all right. On that, on page 3, where it says reimbursable with receipts, where required makes sense.
I don't know where you are, page 3, but where on page
At
3?
the bottom.
Under
Nine.
under taxi.
Top.
Taxi, rideshare, and public transit, it
Oh.
says reimbursable with receipts where required. I didn't know what the where required meant.
This is when it's required.
Are all receipts required to be reimbursed?
Well,
Um,
where these forms of transportation are required is the way I interpreted that. If they fly into an airport, they catch an Uber ride, or they catch a taxi to the motel or to the meeting, that would be required, or they could rent a car that would cost more. That was my definition of required.
Right.
So my assumption would be, like, so this is just a broad policy that we've taken from most other counties. My guess would be if I used cash, or was given cash specifically for, if I traveled somewhere where there's a lot of
I just thought it should end after,
transportation, so.
and receipts, like reimbursable with receipts.
If you buy a box of Kleenexes, I suppose you ought to have a receipt. I don't know.
Yeah, I just,
Receipts are
That's fine.
important for bookkeeping.
I just thought it should end after receipts,
So are you
reimbursable.
guys wanting that taken out?
No, I understand it, I think,
I think I do too.
because that does give them an idea if they need to utilize public transit, rideshare, Uber, or something of that nature, taxi cab, they can do it and
So
they will
you're
get
saying where
reimbursed.
necessary then?
Yeah,
Is you're saying where necessary then? When
yeah.
that option is necessary rather than required?
So I'm gonna give an example. If I was to take a bus where I just paid cash, or got on the subway where I just paid cash, because I was in a hurry, or I missed whatever, or I couldn't get through traffic, I think that's where that is saying when required. If I had to use cash, you know, but I could show, hey, I took this bus, but I used cash, there's no other receipt.
Mhm.
So you want where available?
No, I want where required, like I have it on there, but if you guys wanna change it,
No,
you can.
let's move on.
We certainly can do that.
Yeah.
And then down under meals, the second bullet says receipts are required. And I thought it should say including documentation of which meal purchases are personally purchased. Receipts are required for travel allowance, document, I don't know. I just didn't think that flowed well. If you guys are okay.
What are you wanting to change that to?
I just thought it said receipts are required, including documentation of which meal purchases are. But to me, that made sense.
It does or doesn't make sense?
I think it reads all right, because if you go to a conference where there's lunch, but you can't get it back home before supper, you have a supper receipt that the conference receipt would cover the lunch, but yet if you have to buy supper, then that would be a receipt because you can't get back home. It should be a reimbursable
No,
expense.
I agree, it should be reimbursable. I just said receipts are required. I was just trying to make it flow better, but that's all right, if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah.
The top sentence at the very top, I don't think is a complete sentence. It's a on page 4, reimbursement requests must be submitted. I think it should say with the required attachments,
So we see the other word with it.
with required attachments, yeah, because it doesn't make it, it's not a sentence. And that's all I had. You're gonna change the mileage not to state the 72 cents, just leave it blank, because you're gonna do the GSA number in there.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna put any number in there. Yeah. Because originally we had that number and then, with the current amount, but then that way you guys have to continually have to update these when they're not necessary. So we will change that one. We'll add the word with on that one. That's the only change I have, is that correct?
Yeah, just say with the required
Yeah.
receipts, yeah.
Okay.
And then you're gonna pull that 72 cents. That's all I had on that one.
Yes, and I've already done that.
I didn't have anything on 40.
Oh, so the next
Oh,
one
I'm
is
sorry.
4005A, which is sales tax.
I didn't have anything on that.
Anybody else? Next is 4006A, which is safety belt use.
I didn't like how that number 1 read. I'm gonna read it to you, Scott.
Okay,
It says sheriff-driven county-owned vehicles shall be used only for official county business.
Where are you? I'm sorry.
I'm
Where
sorry.
are you at?
I'm on number 1
Number 1,
on 40.06,
A.
40.06.
Use of county vehicles.
Yes. I just thought it should say county-owned sheriff department vehicles should be used for official, just because this sheriff-driven county-owned didn't make sense to me. So I just changed it to county-owned sheriff department vehicles.
That's fine. You find it, Tammy?
I'm looking here. I obviously had it, but now I gotta. Maybe, I wonder if we got, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, sorry. Okay, so you're on 4006, sheriff-driven county.
3?
Yeah, I just didn't like the way it read,
What-
so I changed it to county-owned sheriff department vehicles shall be used for.
Oh, you got more? Okay.
It's only a small, but it's just, sheriff-driven didn't make sense to me. Do you see it?
Yes, county-owned sheriff.
Department vehicles, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to say no, because if they drive the emergency management
Yeah.
vehicle, that's not sheriff-owned.
I think it's fine as is. The sheriff can drive any vehicle we own as a county, and he should be used only for official use. There was an interesting thing, he does drive it home, but that cuts his response time down. If he's got a county vehicle at his house, there's an emergency, he jumps in the vehicle and goes. So, that I think is an acceptable clause.
I mean, 99.9% of the time, it's gonna be a sheriff department vehicle. I just don't wanna get us into that 0.1% where they have emergency management vehicle, or
Yeah,
some odd reason they have a road and bridge truck or something.
yeah.
If we say sheriff department vehicle, then it
All right.
would not cover them outside of that.
Okay.
That sounds, anyway, on 3, I don't like it says as by number bullet number 2. I just thought it should read is given in accordance with number 2 stated above. I didn't think in a policy it should say number bullet number 2, especially when talking about sheriff vehicles.
Do you want that? We can reword that.
Yeah, just in accordance with number 2 stated above is good.
I'll probably put, it's given by 4006,
Number
and
2, yeah, that's fine.
fine.
That's fine. And the only other thing is, when I read number 7, it seems like it's redundant with number 2. Do you have that in front of you, Scott? Here, I have
I
that.
think,
Hmm?
number 7.
Number 7, it's against the policy to take a county vehicle home as a commuter vehicle without consent from the commission.
And then number 2
Uh-huh.
reads, no county vehicle should be used to commute to and from work without permission from the department head or elected official. I thought those were redundant.
So when we first put these policies together, this first step is we go over it with all department heads. And we thought this was an important delineation between, that way, the first one is, an employee who's not a department head, you have to check with them. But so department heads and elected officials know it is against policy really to take them home as a commuter vehicle without consent from you guys. Because you guys actually own the vehicles. The county owns them, but you guys are the governing board. So that's why we did that. This is the explanation.
You don't think that's redundant, 2 and 7?
It could be the department head that would okay the use of a vehicle, of a county vehicle to and from work. Like if Chris wants to send a guy home with pickup from the road and bridge for some reason or another, maybe he's gonna check a bridge on the way home or something of that nature. I'm okay with that. I don't need to know about it as a commissioner.
I don't either. I mean, it's like if he's gotta leave at 5 in the morning to go
Yeah.
somewhere to pick
Well,
up something.
I think number 2's okay, I just don't know why we have to have number 7.
We can take it out if you guys want it out. I mean, if the only issue is just that we're repeating stuff and you guys want it reworded, that's fine.
To me, number 7 says that it is not the regular time to use a county vehicle as a commuter vehicle, a regular commuter vehicle. It's not in there, but that's my take on it, that's my understanding. It's a regular commuter vehicle without the consent of the commission.
We've had that issue recently, and that's why I think we wanted to make sure we added that delineation.
Right.
Yep.
And there are points in the favor of having an emergency management director have the vehicle at his house for quicker first response time. So, there's
Yeah.
both sides of the coin that kick down the road later.
Somebody's taking it home.
Hmm?
Someone took it home
Yeah.
when they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, and if there's storms looming on the horizon or something of that nature, extenuating circumstances, I'm okay with it.
And that's why it says with
Right.
consent from the county commission.
Right,
You know, you're not gonna take it to and from every day, but
Right.
if they come to you and say, hey,
Right.
it's storm season, guys, can I take it home
Mm-hmm.
right,
for a while? That's fine.
fine,
Yep, we can cross that bridge later.
So do you guys wanna go ahead and leave that in there?
yep.
And then proof of insurance, so it says, people who operate these vehicles are responsible for having proof of insurance in their possession. And then any fines incurred for not having proof of insurance is a response of the operating employee. It seems like that sentence should in there because we just told them they're supposed to have it.
Again, I think that's just preference on how you read it. If you guys want your preference, that's fine.
I just don't like it when it's redundant. You just told them they have to have proof of insurance, and then you say fines for not having proof of insurance. If they fail to insure the vehicle is properly insured, redundancy, but I think it should have a period after employee.
We'll put
But
it
the
there.
difference is, I'll just tell you, because it's not redundant in my eyes, because any fines incurred for not having proof of insurance is on them, so I don't have it. But then the second part of that sentence says, if they're not making sure the vehicle is properly insured, there's a difference between having an insured vehicle and then proof of your insurance.
Well, that's what the sentence says before, but if you want it in there, that's fine.
I'm just saying that's why it's worded that way.
And the last thing is, under vehicle damage, it says, it is the county's option to determine what type of test will be administered. I just think, you should put in who is gonna do that testing. I mean, because it seems like you would want that to be consistent. That's about the drug and alcohol tests if there's vehicle damage. And it says it is the county's option to determine what type of test will be administered. I just, leaving it open like that, the county, I don't wanna set us up where we're treating people differently.
At the nearest drug testing facility maybe or something, they might be in Topeka, they might be in Wichita or somewhere. And
Who does our drug testing?
Currently we will send them to the hospital. We're working on having the health department do maybe some of it. So this is where,
Well, if they have a wreck somewhere, and there's a question about it, and it's away from here, they're gonna get tested.
at the nearest facility or
Yeah.
something of that nature, I think.
so the reason we leave it open-ended is it depends on, essentially, it could depend on what kind of influence that it may, you know, if a doctor says, well, I do believe this, like, might include a hair test or a blood test or a breathalyzer, you know, maybe we just wanna do a breathalyzer first or whatever. There's just so many different tests out there, that's why we have it that way.
Okay, I just didn't like that it was open-ended, but that's fine. I just had consistency concerns there.
Yeah, and most of these policies come from, you know, we're part of Sherma and all of those, and a lot of these come from the other counties. We aren't just making these up as we go. These are, you know, gone through and tested through them, so if that helps.
They're probably in place and working properly
And
somewhere.
lots of other counties, yeah. Yeah, because that's where we get them all from. We don't reinvent the wheel if we can avoid it. So the next one is 4006A, safety belt use. Any questions on that one?
The only thing I have there is you pick up that information about pursuant to statute 825, every occupant of a passenger vehicle or auto cycle who is 14 years of age or older. And when you pull up that statute, that's point 2 of the statute, point 1 doesn't have that about who is at least 14 years of age. The first one says each occupant of either passenger was in compliance with federal who is 18 years old shall have a safety belt. So I just thought it should say every occupant of a motor vehicle must comply properly instead of saying that. Do you see where that seems weird?
Yeah.
Well, I'll look into that one and see.
Here's, I just printed off 8-2503. I just think it should read every,
Whatever the federal law is what it should.
yeah, instead of picking up from
Did
point
the
two.
13-year-olds not have to wear a safety belt?
Yeah, that seems weird.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just every occupant of a motor vehicle must wear a safety belt. That's what I would put.
One way or the other.
Safety equipment, maybe.
Yeah.
If you've got a kid and a toddler that you need a seat for to be properly legal, you know, like if Russ is out,
Well, whatever the,
Yeah.
whatever the law is,
yeah,
is
whatever, yeah,
what we wanna go by.
yeah.
I'll relook at 4006A. Any other questions on that one?
No.
Okay, and then the last, or no, I have two of them. 4008, social media, any questions on, or sorry, 4003, social media. Nope, 4008, I'm sorry. Social media, any questions on that one?
That's really interesting. We haven't had this before, social media, or have we?
We have not had it here in Ottawa County, no.
And it's interesting, it says, I mean, I don't wanna change it or anything, but it says employees should have no expectation of privacy. Isn't that interesting?
Well, it's true. You can't post something on the internet and expect somebody to, oh, I'm sorry, I posted that. I didn't mean for you to know that.
Yeah, I just thought, wow, that's an overall broad statement. And not that I'm saying to change it, it's just,
Slap of reality.
Yeah, it is.
so I hope that they
Okay.
read that. You're gonna have all those people, everybody read these once you go through, once they're.
Well, everybody sign. I can't tell you everyone's gonna read them,
Oh, yeah.
but everybody sign it.
Okay, next.
Last one is 4009, telephone and cell phone use.
And my only comment about that is on number 2. It says in designated break areas. Do we have designated break areas?
Road and Bridge does.
Designated break areas?
Yeah. Right out there in there.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
So you think that's true? Okay. I just didn't know if that was, we have those.
Well, they break out there. They take their breaks outside, there's.
It might be on the road, side of the road somewhere for the work group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
it's
Road and
good.
Bridge.
Well, my point is that it's saying personal phone use should be in a designated break
Right.
area. I just want to make sure those exist.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
And it's not saying just in those areas, it just says, that's just one of the other options.
Right.
So, any other questions on 4009?
No.
So the ones, everything but 4006A, it sounds like you guys would be comfortable with approving with changes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What numbers would that be, Tammy? Have you got them?
Yeah, so it's 2019, 20.19, 4005, 4005A, 4006, 4008, and 4009.
You say 4008?
Yes, and 4009.
Those are the ones that we went through without making changes. Is that correct?
Well, there are a few.
Just minor
Well,
changes.
minor
Changes
changes.
as discussed.
Yeah, but 4006A, I think is gonna be a bigger change, so I would pull that one.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we adopt as changed per Tammy's comments, 2019, 20, was it 4005 and 4005A, 4006, 8, and 9. I would make a motion that we adopt those and approve those.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to, adopt, Dwayne, all the numbers he read there. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay.
KSA, I figured that, I didn't get on that. Thank you, Beth.
Okay. Appropriation discussion.
Just to let you know, in your agenda packet, I did, print off again that appropriation, 2024, 25, 26, and what they requested in 27. And then when we had our department head budget meetings, you guys discussed it and what you guys discussed possibly doing. So I did add another column in there to try to reflect what you guys had discussed during that. I did want to point out one quick thing. The mental health, we've gone kind of back and forth as to whether or not it's statutorily required. I'm not going to be able to clear that up much, but I did reach out to multiple county administrators in the state, and they all believed it was statutorily required until I really kind of pushed, well, can you tell me what statute that is? And so, actually, Butler County's finance director, I was able to talk to him, and he did say, he's not a lawyer. It's interesting, KAC will tell you that it's statutorily required, but the state audits people, let me see if I can find that real fast. Right now, Atkinson, that's who I was speaking with. Provided documentation to me that showed the division of, the Kansas Legislative Division of Post Audit does not believe that it's statutorily required. So you have conflicting views in major areas of the state as to whether or not it is. So I have no actual answer, but
Well,
wasn't it?
it's required, but that doesn't say it's required to give them what they ask for.
It's not, well, yeah, no one can show, it's a required service, everyone agrees on that, it's one of the 18 required services. Whether or not you have to give money is very gray, apparently. So I just wanna make sure you guys had all the information.
Right. Well, I did reach out to a couple of people and, it's basically the same thing you're saying. I mean, I guess it's up to us. To be honest with you. So I don't know what to do for sure. I don't like the fact that they are, that if in fact, and I would say that your numbers are right, because it's on a sheet of paper from a state, whatever printout,
It's on a 990.
99,
Yeah.
yeah. So, if they got 4 million or so, whatever, dollars that are in a non-interest bearing account that just sits there, I just have a hard time believing they need 4 million in that account to operate, but I don't know.
So on the way here, I asked Google, I use AI, thank you for the data centers, and
We can't have them, remember?
and asked what the median income, household income is in Ottawa County, and it said it was $74,000. And so I have a very difficult time contributing money to an organization that they have several people making more than our household income if it's not a state required
Right.
contribution. Or if there's not something indirectly, like I'm not saying about choose Ottawa County, I'm not,
Right.
this is totally separate than
I know
that.
you're not talking about
Mental
that.
health.
Yeah, so,
Or OCCK.
yeah,
Well, the only thing that concerns me, and there would be no way on God's green earth to prove it if it happened. But just say we do what we're talking about, cuts on those programs. And say for Carl needs a wheelchair ramp down here in Minneapolis, somebody in Belleville or wherever, another town that they cooperate needs it too, and they only have one place they can go at that time. It makes me think that they might just look at what we did and not give it to Carl and give it to the other people. I don't know, but you would never be able to prove it.
well,
Ever.
the thing is, we're not funding them. We're
Right.
not making a contribution. I mean, I could, copy this financial statement if you wanna look at it a little bit.
No, I believe everything that you read off to us. I mean, I don't disagree with you a bit.
Carla, I'm sorry, would you mind, just because we have people who are gonna be watching this and we're not, we didn't televise it.
Yeah, we did, yeah, we
Go
probably
over
ought
what you found.
Yeah, so go back through what you said during our meeting, or our, work session.
Okay, so I went to the, Form 990, and the most recent one I can get is 224.
Be sure you're talking into your mic so everybody can hear.
Can you hear me?
Sometimes they can't hear you is what I've been told.
Me?
Yeah.
That's hard to believe.
I think you're softer spoken than the two guys.
That's hard to believe.
Okay,
I know.
so anyway, start over, please.
So anyway, so the Form 990 for nonprofits, you're required to file. And the most recent one that I could find for OCCK was 2024. And it shows the income and expenses for the business. And then it also shows the highest paid officers. You list the highest paid 5 directors, 5 officers. And the 5 that they have listed range from $281,000 to $155,000. So, with that being, and then they showed, then on their balance sheet, they showed 3.9 million of cash, non-interest bearing investments. And I think they showed the operating.
I wonder if we should ask him about that.
And on page 3, I'm sorry, I don't know what page, page 12, it says revenue less expenses was 1.8 million. So in 2024, according to this document, they made 1.8 million at revenues less expenses. So I guess just the fact that our residents, we don't even have a county employee making $155,000.
Well, I agree.
But these are professionals that are making the upper money, I would guess, $250,000, is it a professional psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever, dealing with mental health issues?
I think she said this one is
This
OCCK.
OCCK.
Oh, this is OCCK?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think we should support it, but our residents, when you pull up a median household income of $74,000, that means 50% of our people make less than $74,000. Household income, not just one income, but household income. And, these are expenses that are not required service. I mean, they're not, well, OCCK wouldn't be a required service, but it's a service our county uses, but should we be funding them at, they requested 35,000, and, I guess our final number last week was, 15,000.
10,000, sorry, for OCCK.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10,000. I am comfortable with that based on their financial statements.
Well, how do you feel, Dwayne?
I think it's a big cut. It might be, and this is open to negotiations, is it not? If we tell them that we're gonna give them $10,000 instead of what they wanted, will they come back with us and ask why, and then we can justify why?
Oh, I think we have every right to justify why.
Yeah, or they need to justify us why they need that much money from us, you know, what is the money, you get the money in non-interest bearing accounts, you're not being good stewards of your money, things of that nature. I don't know, this is new territory for me.
So just to give some information about how this process will work from a budgetary standpoint, unless you guys direct somebody to actually tell them you're gonna be cutting them, you guys would just continue to build your budget, and you have until you finalize the budget to change that number.
So really, it's our discretion. You know, these are services
Right.
Right.
that we haven't, and I also feel like we went to our department heads and said, you have to keep a flat budget and to not scrutinize the appropriations budget would be not very responsible from our standpoint. I mean, if Road and Bridge had 3.8 million in cash, non-interest bearing accounts, I'd cut their budget. Just, you know, I'm just saying,
We're talking, we got this back, we got this wrong. OCCK's not asking for 35,000,
They're asking for 21.8.
21.8.
oh, I'm sorry, I jumped
We're
up.
cutting them in half.
So they're asking for no, they're not asking for any increase.
Well, if you look at their financial statement, it would hard to justify an increase. I'll be happy to let you guys look at this.
No, I don't disagree with you at all. I'm just saying that they're, just so it's clear to everyone, they're not asking for an increase because we made the mistake of the numbers there to start with, but anyway. Well,
Do we wanna leave it at 21.8? Because they did what we asked, even though they maybe weren't told, they kept their budget flat.
No,
But I
this is
agree.
not a department.
no, this is appropriation.
This is not a department.
Yeah.
I was just referencing that we requested our department heads to come in.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, our department heads are not making those salaries.
Right. Well, let's stick with what we decided, and, if they can come and prove to us that we're wrong, I'm more than welcome, they're more than welcome to come. So, for now, anyway, okay,
Okay, so just to clarify, you are right. OCCK came in and asked for 21.8,
right,
and they're the ones that I read off the financial information
Right.
for. And we opted to cut it by 10,000. And I would just like to say, other counties are doing this as well. They're cutting appropriations.
Right.
It's not like they're.
no, I know, I'm not, you don't have to sell it to me at all. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. So do you want me to talk about the other one?
Yep,
Okay, let me see if I call the right one. So going back to Central Kansas Mental Health. So they're the ones that asked for a 3% increase in 26, and then
Right.
they asked again for a 3% in 27. So when I pulled up their 990, and let's see, their revenue less expense number in that year was 3.3 million. Revenue less expense.
Oh, okay.
So that's how much.
Profit.
Profit, yeah, profit. And then, they had 2 people listed. I always thought you had to list 5, but anyway, they listed 2, their highest paid compensated. One was 267 and one was 169. And
so,
they have, in the bank, they have savings, and temporary cash investments of 16.8 million.
how much?
16.8 million
In the back.
in savings and cash investments. So that's why,
So what do you think we should, what did we decide on this one? I can't remember.
we reduced it to 15,000, and that's still a substantial amount of money
Right,
to give them to provide that service. It's just, I don't believe that we should.
I think it's got out of hand.
Yeah, and
The only thing I don't disagree. So,
they should not stop servicing our area when they have that kind of money in the bank, and we're still providing money for their services.
I don't disagree. So, we're gonna stick with that, or we're gonna cut it in half.
You mean stay with the 15?
are we gonna stick with the 15 or cut it in half? Cut it, the deal in half at 17,942.
But that's again giving they come in asking for 3%. I mean, I think, this is the way I look at, if we hadn't, let's look at our department heads. If we hadn't said, keep your budget flat,
Right.
there is no way they would have came in, I shouldn't say that. I would,
No, I think you're right. I think what you're about to say is correct.
if, I think they would be hard pressed not to build in an increase because everything is higher. But everything is higher for all our
Yeah.
taxpayers.
Sure.
So-
That's fine, 15
They
is fine
have
to me.
reserves though, that our taxpayers don't.
Yeah,
Most people don't have $16 million in the bank.
yeah, all right, that's fine.
And just to echo what Carla's saying, absolutely, I know the 5 budgets I did, it was extremely difficult. So what she's saying is absolutely correct, it was really hard to stay flat. And one
Okay.
really couldn't.
Like
Right.
fire department budgets and,
No, for the
No, they're
budget.
her budget.
oh, for your budget,
Department
your office
budgets,
budget, yeah,
Okay, so 15, okay,
leave it at 15, okay,
that's where I got marks here.
okay.
And so I think what I'll do, I think I'll work up some, just maybe a spreadsheet on EMS, both Bennington and Minneapolis, just so you can see it for next week.
Okay, that's fine.
And just, we put those numbers in as a ballpark at this point, but by next week, I think I'll have some time this week to look at it.
Okay. All right, so,
Would you like me to put that on the agenda?
Well, let's see if I make sure I get it done.
Okay.
I had a couple of fire department meetings, I'm like,
Okay.
but I think
So-
I'll let you know by Thursday.
That's
Is that fair enough?
so, just wanna move on to choose Ottawa County then. See, shall we leave that to go with what they ask, or what do you
Well,
think?
see, I think that's totally benefiting our community.
It's coming back to us.
Yeah, and I think we need it,
Yeah,
so.
I'm fine, I really am too, so.
So they asked 70, and then you guys discussed leaving it at the 65, leaving it flat. So what are you saying you'd like it, just so I have it on,
I think, let's leave it flat this year.
That's
Because we bumped it up
60.
65?
65. We bumped it up 15,000 last year so that they could get that grant, and that
Mhm.
grant money hasn't come through, remember when Owen was talking?
Mhm.
So I think,
They asked for 70, and.
Right, they asked for 70, but
Yeah.
we're going with 65,
Yeah,
okay.
all right, so, then we go to, conservation.
we just held them the same as last year as well. Actually, we did that for Ottawa
Yeah.
County Conservation District Fair Board. And the museum's a new request, but I'm happy with all those other appropriations, and we'll look at.
Well, somebody
EMS.
wanted to, we held them, they wanted to raise though, didn't they?
Conservation?
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to go from 25 to 30.
So you'll see the 2027 column shows what they requested.
So they wanted a $5,000 increase. I think, with times the way they are, I don't know their financial statements or anything like that, but
I thought we bumped them up last year so they could qualify for that 25,000.
That was the 50, wasn't it?
Are you talking about the conservation district?
Yes, I thought they were down at 20 and we bumped it up.
they've been flat since 24.
And not what I
25,000.
saw, but we can certainly double check that.
For some reason, let's see if I can find that old budget.
No, we moved it up to 25,
25,000.
it was 23, and so we moved it up 2,000, I think, to match that, so it would get to 50.
Right, so they
And-
get that double.
Yeah, right,
And the double was up to 25,000, and that's how the state law
Right.
still reads, is a double up to
Right.
25,000.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so they'll get, because of that 25, they'll get another 50 from the state,
Okay,
so.
yeah. I couldn't tell if you were asking a question or if you were
No.
making a statement at
No,
the 25.
I looked at that statute, I don't think I printed it out.
I think we leave them at 25 then so they can get their match.
Right. Do you have prior years? I don't think we did.
I'm looking I'm right here.
Are you looking at prior budgets?
Yeah, I'm looking at what we paid out. In 2023, we paid them 22.8, which you don't have that number on here.
Okay.
So I only did starting at 24. We paid them 25,000.
Oh, we did?
25, we paid them 25,000.
Yeah.
26, we paid them 25,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder why,
So that's
maybe
all.
that law that they got double, was that a new law last year? That's why we had that
It
discussion?
must have been 2 years ago. I
Yeah.
thought it was last year, but there's 2.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we did bump in like 22 and 23.
23 to 24?
23 to 24 we did bump, but you guys don't see the 23 one on there.
Yeah.
We bumped it $2,200.
Well, I'm okay with the ones as we have them budgeted at this time and
Okay.
see how they all fall out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Do you have valuations by chance? I know it's June 1st. Are you gonna work on them this week? Did you get them from, Truett?
I have valuations, nothing will be released until I checked it, and then that doesn't include state assessed, which I haven't received. I should receive state, again, this have to be checked, because a lot of times we have to go back and say this isn't our taxing unit, so
So you're thinking maybe 2 weeks out?
I have no idea.
I love the way you don't commit when you
Yep.
don't know.
Yep. Too many things that can go astray, so.
All right.
Okay. So we're leaving it at 25. All right. So that's that. Is that all of them? Is there, that's it, isn't it?
Other than EMS, and
Yeah.
I'll try to work a little
Right.
something up. I'll try to put it in the packet if I get it done by Thursday.
Thursday at noon is my cutoff, just so
Yeah.
Is that for everybody?
Yep. Some point we gotta get them out.
Huh?
So at some point I gotta say enough's enough, we gotta get the
Alright.
agenda out.
All right, well,
I think we need Truett.
getting closer, that's for sure.
Would you like me to call in?
What about,
The museum, I thought, came in at a good number.
yeah, I think
And-
so.
Yeah.
You know, I think they have that assurance, they have that other capital account
Mm.
to fall back on. so.
Right,
And, you know, we're still, covering property
I know.
insurance. So I think we're helping them, with the covering the property insurance.
yep.
The only thing in the zoning budget that I saw for Truett that worried me a little bit was the $8,600 he cut out of the budget. It looks good to be under budget that much, but yet we're gonna have to pay K-State for the rezoning or the redoing of the zoning regulations and stuff this year.
Yeah, I saw he cut that for significantly, and I think we should ask him about it again.
Yeah. I wonder if that will cover the cost of K-State or another entity redoing our zoning regulations,
Yeah,
updating.
when he started at 10. Yeah, I highlighted it, I was gonna look at it, so we can ask him.
And I did call him, he's coming on up
He's in the building.
in the building.
if he just does it by percentage for his salaries for zoning versus what he does as appraiser. You know, I was looking at the box down below here for zoning, and he had 6,600 on it for, salaries, and last year was 6. So it's 10% increase on that.
Yeah, I think he just bumped that up a little bit for whoever.
But then contractual went way down.
And just to get to remind you, just because they bumped their salary line item, that does not guarantee a raise. That is just, they'd have to come back and ask, just because you approve the budget with it in it, until it gets actually approved, we don't get one.
How much rain do you have, Carl?
What's that?
How much rain?
Bad about 2.5 total over the last several days in my gauge.
Stay busy Saturday night?
Busy enough.
I heard you were called in.
Yeah.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how are you?
Fine.
Sir.
Let's see.
Did you revise your budget already?
I didn't know my budget needed revising.
Depends.
Depends on what. I can revise it. I always go up.
Well, we had a. Oh, thank you, sir.
Can I give it to you afterwards? I've only got one copy left.
That's fine, yep,
We need it to fall all
Oh,
off.
I felt bad. Here's
so
the-
afterwards is fine.
I thought I had you a copy.
I don't know how
I think one of them's probably got two. So, do I need to do something to my budget?
Well, my question was, I remember we talked about it last week, the K-State doing, and you cut 8,600 out.
Yeah,
Is that gonna cover it, you think, when they?
I
get-
think so, because we had 10,000 from last year and 10,000 from this year. So we got 20,000 set aside for it. And then, the 12,000,
Right.
Well, it doesn't accumulate.
why should,
You don't have, if you don't spend that 10,000, it doesn't stay in your zoning budget.
it should have went in at the end of the year, and, I mean, we talked about this.
Did it go to a capital outlay account?
Should,
Oh, did you have a transfer in another, what's your capital outlay account?
I don't know. That'd be a question for Jody, or do you?
I don't believe you guys have a capital outlay account.
We've always had one in the past. We had one, we actually had two in the past. We had one for vehicle and one for, equipment.
Well, we do have a county capital outlay account.
No, this was just for my office, cause my office is, is not in the general fund.
We have a reappraisal equipment reserve, but it only has $714 in it. I'm just,
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but,
you think there's another account that's an appraiser fund?
and it might have been under reappraisal equipment fund. I know there was a car fund and there was equipment fund, because y'all stole my car fund way back when.
There you go.
And then you made it good.
There's an 076 for appraisal car fund and an 077 reappraisal equipment reserve.
Is that the special vehicle for $10,000? No, that's the motor vehicle fund.
There's an 076 and an 077, but anything that got put in for a transfer for those funds.
Well, we need to figure it out right now.
I'm sorry, so you said
So-
076 and what?
077,
Because it was a line item in my budget.
a line item and a fund are two different things.
Well, I realize that, but I assumed that if it was a line item, it would need to be transferred into the fund.
Not unless it's a scheduled transfer within the budget. So all budgets have a capital outlay fund line item, but only certain ones have a scheduled transfer into a capital outlay fund.
So I have it written above that reappraisal equipment reserve, I have 076 and 077.
Yes.
Is that the two you said?
Yes.
Okay, so you only have $700 in there, but if, are you trying to say that you expect that 10,000 that was budgeted in 2026 to be transferred in there?
Right, and I expected what was to be budgeted in 25 to have been transferred in there.
Well, that wasn't done, and, let's see, let's look at your budget.
When's the last time there's been a transfer in there, I wonder?
So when we do so you had, a capital outlay fund in 2025.
Line
That
item.
was to buy a vehicle, it was never to go into a capital outlay account, so we did not transfer those monies into.
Well, it is what it is. What are we gonna do about it?
Well, I'm glad we brought it up,
Yeah.
because,
We're gonna have to up your budget then to, so
So-
probably 12,000, you think?
Well, I've got 12,000 in there for 2027.
for 2027, you have 2,500 for contractual.
No, it should be, can I take a look at that?
2026, you had 10,000, are you talking about 2026?
No, I'm about 2027, cause that was what I cut down.
Right here. Now, this is zoning, am I supposed to be looking at appraiser
No, it
instead?
it should have been in zoning, contractual 10,000, and it was cut down to 2,500.
Yeah, but like when, in this is an expense item, it's not going to a capital account, so if you don't use it, it doesn't stay in your account, that's the main thing. So if.
Well, I guess I was too used to the old way where when they called you up and asked you what you wanted to do with that money, what was it listed for? That's,
I don't know how long ago that was, but it must have been a while ago, because you only have $714 in your capital account.
right, but I mean, always before, and it don't matter, before though, if we had $10,000 that was left over, they would call and say, what do you want, what are you doing with this?
Oh, well,
And
Scott
since
was
we had talked about, allocating 20,000, matter of fact, you're the one that brought it up, I was gonna do 10,000 one year and 10,000 next. You says, well, if we need it, let's go ahead and put it in now.
that was last year in the
Yeah,
budget?
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think, when we did it, we didn't talk about transferring any other money in 2025.
Okay, well, what can we do now?
Well, right now, what we can still do is, as long as there's a state statute, which I'm sure there is, to transfer money to that reappraisal fund,
We
Tammy.
gotta check with Scott Lloyd, I wouldn't have any idea.
But assuming that there's a Kansas statute that says we can transfer it in, we can take that 10,000 and put it in.
Well, what about the other 10,000? Cause
Well,
I don't think,
2025 is-
I don't think 12,500 will be sufficient to cover it. It might, but I don't think it will be.
So what we can do is we can we can redo this budget and make, like a line item for in 2026 to transfer, provided Scott Lloyd says we have a Kansas statute to do it. And we can transfer that, we can't do anything about 2025, that's already done, we have it audited.
All I wanna know is that we have enough money to pay to have it done.
Well, I think that, how much do you think it's gonna cost?
I think it'll cost around $20,000. It may
Okay.
be a little more, maybe a little less.
Okay, so what we'll plan on doing, do you know how much of your contractual you've used so far this year?
Well, no, but I have my big things out of contractual come in,
That mapping, is it mapping?
mapping, and then when we use, copy code for postage.
Right, and we're for your mailing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, I have yours printed out somewhere. I could probably just pull it up online, couldn't I, Tammy? Or did you already pull it up online by chance? No?
Pull it up.
What his zoning looks like year to date?
Oh, I can't, I was looking at something else here real fast and I can do that. I just wanted to see if, I'm trying to remember if zoning is within or outside of the general fund.
It's in the general.
It's, okay, so
Yeah,
if it had not been, that money would still be sitting there, we could probably do
Yeah,
a full
the- my-
transfer. of
my,
the general fund.
The appraiser fund is not in the general fund.
Gotcha, I was thinking that, so I can pull that up, so, let's see, you want current numbers?
yeah, I don't think his mapping is figured though. For some reason. I printed this out.
And you wanna know how much he has spent out of what line item?
Out of zoning, here it is.
Well, he's only used 8.96% of his budget, he still has $19,000 remaining so far, 19,000.
And you know, we have, put down for, attorneys, and unless something goes wrong, we won't use that money. If somebody takes us to court, we'll need it, but,
So I can talk to Scott Lloyd if you would like and see if any additional funds in zoning from 2026, unused funds. If we, because the scheduled transfer on the budget, just because we say $10,000 doesn't mean I'm gonna, transfer $10,000. Because for example, if they don't have it, I can't transfer that amount. But in this situation, I can see whatever's left over in the zoning budgets. Like currently, there's $19,300 in there, so it's
Yeah.
on the full 20.
So
Mhm.
and he's
And
gonna
he'll
have that
use more.
salary hit.
Yes.
So he's got a budget of 21,000 and he's got 6,000 of salaries. So that leaves 15,000 of other expenses. So whatever he doesn't use out of that 15.
And
That-
he's used
But he's gonna
and-
use that Kimball mapping.
Excuse me.
that's out of the appraiser budget.
He's used
Oh,
100.
that's out of the appraiser budget?
Mhm.
He's used 150 out of notice and legals. That's the only other line item that's been utilized. There's $150 out of notice and legals.
Yeah, the entire year of 2025, he only spend 44, is that what it shows? Yeah, 44.58.
Now, as long as we don't have anybody take us to court or we have to
Don't
hire
say
an
that out
attorney.
loud.
But we have
You're
to
on
plan.
TV, you know.
Oh, yeah, well, but we have to plan for it.
And that's
Right.
probably why it's in the general fund, right, Tammy? That's why zoning is in there.
That would be my assumption in case anything major
So,
happens.
I think,
Okay, well, so let's get this straightened.
I think what we need to do is I don't think we'll be able to transfer all 15, there's probably gonna become some stuff, but we should probably go ahead and budget another 10 and make sure we're covered for 2027.
Whatever works for y'all works for me.
So,
We're at $10,000.
yeah, because if he said 20,000 enough, and I think that even though he has 15 for 2026, you'll probably at least have 10.
Yeah.
And so I think we'll be okay. He said it had 20 in there.
And now, will we put this in the reappraisal, which it says reappraisal, not zoning, but reappraisal equipment reserve or the reappraisal?
Well, I wrote about mine that both of them were in there, so.
We have two, I just don't, I'm gonna have to know which one you guys
Yeah.
plan on transferring it into.
Well, I don't think we're transferring it into anything to do with reappraisal. It's gonna be the zoning.
And I have no zoning capital outlay, I only have those two reappraisal ones. And I don't know what those are, I don't know what those were built for, they were built way before me.
Yeah, as long as I can pay for it out of the reappraisal fund, I don't have a problem with it being transferred into the
So, I guess we need to see what the that
Yeah.
says can be.
Well, I'll look into the history of it, I'll look into things, I'll talk with Truett. Basically, we just need to figure out the logistics, I
Yeah.
don't think the transferring's a problem, just logistically. And then I'll come back with an update to the commission, would that be all
Next
right?
week, yeah, that's great, yeah, in my opinion, as long as we have 20,000 in there.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm glad Dwayne brought that up earlier.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm glad that, yeah, so when we do that, if it doesn't, like, when we showed 2025,
Mhm.
and that only $4,400 of expenses, that meant that that transfer wasn't made in 2025.
yeah.
So we
Okay.
didn't have it, we don't have it scheduled into the
We
budget.
did not have it scheduled.
And I don't know if that's something that gets worked out with the accountant who does our budget, or we
So
just need to
for
make sure
20
it gets in there.
I think what we need to do going forward in the budget, just to make it clear, is that every time we have a transfer versus a capital outlay, we need to have those two lines separate. And when they do the budget, can we do that?
The issue we run into with that is we changed fund names in our budget last year. We should not have done that because they do not match my fund names in the system.
Is that what happened?
It gets very
Solid
difficult
waste.
for me to decide, for me try to decipher what was said 6 months ago and what was the intention.
Right,
So
yeah.
I think,
have to-
I think capital outlay though, remember, some of them are kind of buried between transfers and actually capital outlay for the.
Yeah, yeah,
That
so-
makes it confusing.
Even if we put transfer in parentheses at the end, so people know it's transferred, because every fund has capital outlay, only a few actually get transferred into a true,
Have a transfer account.
right, into a true capital outlay.
And this one probably doesn't.
That's what it's like, my fund budget has a capital outlay, but I don't have anything, if I don't use it, it's just not used.
Yeah. Well,
But my election one is.
yeah,
used.
so that's how it worked.
Okay,
But I do understand
Well,
what you're saying, Carl, about clearing it up.
Thank you, Dwayne,
Problem.
and thank you, Carla, both for,
So are we gonna
Catch
leave this, we leaving the zoning budget flat at, 21.5, not let you take that cut that you were going to?
We're gonna bump it up that.
We're gonna bump it 10,000, which I just decided.
so that's gonna change to 22.6 then, right?
Or
I don't have the
21,
number in front of me, but.
21.2, wouldn't
So,
it?
so it's gonna go up
This one.
7,500.
Okay, is it going up 7,500 or 10,000?
No, it has 2,500 in there, although the 2,500 that is budgeted in there, was
Hmm.
that for other contractual?
that was just in case it went over the 20.
Okay, so I think we're okay if we just bump it up to 2,100, that would, 20,100 would make it, add 7,500 to the contractual, and then you'd have hopefully 20,000 in there
For 27,
for 27, yeah.
For the budget,
all right.
Yeah, the bottom number will be
okay.
20,100. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And the good thing, we already have that 10,000 still in there for 25 to spend, so, and the 21,200 is
In
not.
25 or 26?
I'm talking about in 26.
26, okay.
Yeah, so we have the full budget still in there for 26, right?
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yep, so he's only spent 8% of the budget, so.
Yeah, so we kept the full amount in there, so, okay,
So 20,100,
20,100,
Oh, 100?
yeah. Well, I took that 12,600 and added 7,500.
I was just going across from the 21,200 on the 26 that he had, to keep it flat. Add 10,000 to that, be,
Well, he had made some adjustments and other
Well,
things, I went ahead and
okay,
gave, I let him keep his budget the same and
So what
just
is it?
20,100.
All right.
okay, got it.
You guys added $7,500 to the contractual line item.
You did what to the contractual?
You added $7,500 to
To make it
contractual.
10,000.
Oh,
And then the total budget amount then will be the 20,100.
okay,
And you'll give that to Scott.
Yes.
yeah, okay.
So that's not what you wanted to come up for, huh?
That wasn't what I was planning on, but it's all right, better to get it now than in December.
Then when
Yeah,
you
and
said,
then say, where's my money?
he's
Yeah.
gonna say, where's this 20,000? We're gonna
Yeah.
say, what are you talking about?
Okay.
Now, what do you wanna come up for?
Well, I tell you what, the things I handed out, you might wanna skim over the third paragraph. What this is a zoning, hearing for a commercial kitchen. Shannon Luthi is proposing in, the very south,
Does
east
Shannon
part
wanna-
of the county.
Shannon's out there, does he wanna come in?
Well, he should, yeah.
Shannon,
I
do
wondered
you
what
wanna
he was
come in?
sitting out, I wondered what he was sitting
He's
out there.
discussing you now.
Oh, okay.
You might as well be here,
green light.
Yeah.
green light.
So which part?
The third paragraph, that's just out of the minutes and tells what went on. There, under the planning and zoning minutes,
Okay. Okay, so,
and then your second one should be the checklist for conducting the hearing. And that'd be on you, Scott, since you're the chairperson. You'd be running the meeting. And I just marked out the ones that didn't need to be anything said and put little X's by the ones that do.
So this is just approving a special use permit,
Mm-hmm.
and so, the planning and zoning approved it?
Right.
5-0.
Yep,
Okay.
you can look at that if you want it, ain't. Just a recap of what we did the last time.
so, not that I care one bit, where's this gonna be?
At my on my property.
Okay,
It'll be, on 290th Road, just a couple miles north of 18 Highway.
okay, got good, access good and everything?
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's times
To
when it gets
your
wet.
house,
Yeah.
not beyond your
No,
house?
the gravel ends at my driveway, per the sign. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. We're talking regular UPS and mail. We're not gonna be bringing a bunch of semis and stuff in, on a
Right, I
regular
mean, but-
basis. So,
I think it's a good deal, I was just,
Yeah. How many are you expecting to host? How, numbers of
You got-
cars,
what kind of numbers of what?
for hosting, in this venue?
I'm not doing events there. All I'm doing is making my product there.
Oh.
So right now, I rent the kitchen at the Masonic Temple in Salina.
oh, okay, I got you.
So this is basically just a
Just to
commercial
get-
kitchen
Alright,
Yeah.
alright, I got you.
at this point.
Okay,
There's
I was
no
thinking about
plans.
coming out there for lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there's no plans
Good
for that
deal.
quite yet, but
Uh-huh.
that's something that may happen in the future, but
It's a good thing I found that out.
right now, it's
Be
just,
knocking on your door and you're going, what do you want?
I think he's always got plenty of barbecue around.
yeah, never a shortage.
Okay, so,
Do we have to publish this? Because it's
Mm.
asking the question, has the county clerk received any protest?
Yes, we've already, no, they haven't, have they?
No, I didn't know I didn't know what this was for, so no.
No, and then,
So we can't.
they have so many days if anybody wants to protest it, 14 days from the date of the hearing. Nobody protested. If they had protested it, they have to have 20% of the landowners within a mile radius. But it's mute, nobody protested.
But you don't have to publish special use permits?
I'm not the one who do the publishing.
okay, where you want me to start reading,
Well,
or do I?
So, so did you?
right, we published it in
You
the
did
paper
publish it.
back before we had the meeting
In May?
in May, yes.
Okay.
And,
you were gonna discuss
that will
this.
the resolution will be published this coming Thursday.
And then is there still a protest period or is it done?
It's done then.
Is this by resolution? Do you have a resolution?
I
number on
do.
it?
I don't have a number because I don't, here's what I have. You know,
Yeah, it'll be good.
I've never done one of these before, Truett, so tell me what am I?
oh, go down there to where it says call agenda item and just say that, you
Just read
know,
it.
read that part and the part with the X's.
Okay,
Then, over on the other page. And then the second page where there's, the third page, sample motions with correct verbiage. That's what Carl or Dwayne needs to read to whether they wanna approve it or whether they wanna disapprove it or they wanna put it off to the next one. There's certain word or phrases that have to be in the motion to satisfy statutorily.
Okay, I'm sorry, the resolution you gave me, is this the resolution they have? This says cell phone tower.
Well, mark that out, and when I give you the other one, we'll straighten it up.
So the three right there,
Yep.
and then what?
And then go to the next one, turn it over, where it says communication.
Yep. Read all that,
Yep,
everything down through there?
yep.
Okay.
Can we wait just a second? So, since this resolution isn't, we can't really approve this resolution because we don't have a resolution for this special use permit.
Well, he's saying this is the resolution. I don't know what changes will be made.
The 290th Road and the communications tower be taken out and made commercial kitchen.
Commercial kitchen instead of cell phone tower.
So you're okay with taking this
That's
resolution?
up to you guys. That's not up to me to decide.
I think, that this is a totally different resolution. Well, we could approve. We could approve the special use report, but I don't think we can approve this. I mean,
Why can't you approve the resolution? That's the same one that we've used since 93, 94, and it was written by an attorney to make sure that it included all the things that statutorily were required.
Okay, so this is, I get that, but, you know, it specifically says for a cell phone tower,
I can go downstairs and be back in less than 5 minutes with
it
the
says
correction.
the legal description,
The legal description is correct, except for the,
it is,
yeah,
on 250th Road, I thought you were.
290th. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change the cell tower and
Let's go ahead and go through this and then
And you
we'll,
wanna, sorry, and you wanna fill in originally approved by resolution number and then it's blank right there? Is that, this the same resolution number I need to give you? Is that what goes there? Sorry, section 1, line 4, originally approved by resolution number and it's blank. Is that gonna be the same resolution number at the top?
yeah,
so, let's go ahead and do this,
okay,
and then you go change it to bring it back,
yeah,
okay, is that all right?
that's fine with me.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, I don't, there's so many changes to this, I don't think we can approve the resolution. I think we can approve the special use, and then if he brings it back, we can approve it.
Right. Okay, call to agenda item. I call agenda item, which is on SU 001-2026. This is for an application to establish a commercial kitchen as special use in the A1 Agriculture District. Disqualifications, declaration, or declarated and a quorum determined. Before we proceed, I ask the board members if they have any intent to disqualify themselves from discussing or voting on this case because they are or have conflicts of interest and or this particular bias in this matter. Please let the minutes show that no one has disqualified themselves.
No.
Dwayne?
Nope.
Okay, and, we now have a quorum and present the consideration of the case. Protest of the commission to the county clerk. Has the county clerk received any?
No.
Do they constitute 20%? No, we don't need that. Okay. Are there any communications to consider on this matter other than from the planning board? Okay. Summary of hearing. I asked the board members if they have all received copies of this unapproved minutes of the planning board of April 6, 2026, which summarizes the hearing on the case. If yes, having determined the members
Can,
have
can, can you change that to May 6th?
Was it made this?
yeah, May 6th.
Was it May?
Good about that.
Okay.
I'm going to ask the applicant and members of the public present for the first two questions. To those who are present in this case, do you feel that that you've had the fair and impartial hearing?
Yes.
Okay. So should any questions arise to this matter, the board, with the assistance of the county attorney, if necessary, need to determine if such a response warrants returning the case to the planning commission or rehearing de novo from the beginning. After the zoning administrator's report, I will ask the second question of the applicants, the public. Is there any information in this case not otherwise presented to the hearing that should be brought to the attention of the board? None. The board may also want to direct questions of to the applicant, the staff, or other persons present. You have anything you want to ask? So, zoning administrator's report, I call our zoning administrator to provide us a report on the case and the recommendations of the planning board. Thank you for your,
You want me to do my deal?
Yeah.
Okay, this is case number SU 001-2026. Applicant is Shannon Luthi. The request is to establish a commercial kitchen facility. There is no history, as this is the first application. The location is a tract in the northwest quarter of 2011-1 West, 760 North 290th Road, Solomon, Kansas. Site size is 1 acre. The proposed use is a commercial kitchen. The adjacent zoning and land use is all A1 agriculture. The existing uses and their character and condition of the subject property and the surrounding neighborhood. It's agriculture and residential. What is the current zoning of the subject property and the surrounding neighborhood in relationship to the requested change? It's A1 agriculture. Is the length of time that the subject property has remained undeveloped or vacant as zone a factor in the consideration? No. Would the request correct an error in the application of these regulations? No, it would not. Is the request caused by a changed or changing condition in the area of the subject property? And if so, what is the nature and significance of such changed or changing conditions? No. Do adequate sewage disposal and water supply and all other necessary public facilities, including street access, exist or can be provided to serve the uses that would be permitted of the subject property? And yes. Would the subject property need to be platted or replatted in lieu of dedications made for right-of-way easements and access control or building setback lines? No, they would not. Would a screening plan be necessary for existing or potential uses of the subject property? And no, it wouldn't. Well, we have this one. And that would be it.
You have number
Oh,
nine?
okay, we do have the conditions on the following page. Well, the last one is by comparison, does the relative gain to the public health, safety, and general welfare outweigh the loss in property value and the hardship imposed upon the applicant by approving the request? No.
I think you have questions 9 through 16 there.
We didn't go through those.
You went through 1 through 8.
Okay, is suitable vacant land or buildings available or not available for development that currently has the same zoning as requested? Not applicable, as it is not a zoning change. Is the request for business or industrial uses such as provide more service and employment opportunities? It provides more service. Is the subject property suitable for the current zoning which it has been restricted? Yes, it is. To what extent would the removal of these restrictions, the approval of the zoning request numerically affect property in the neighborhood, and there would be none? Would the request be consistent with the purpose of the zoning district classification and the intent and purposes of the regulation? Yes, they would. Is the request in conformance with the comprehensive plan, and does it further enhance the implementation of the plan? Yes. What is the nature or a support of opposition to the request? Support from the adjoining landowner? Are there any informational materials or recommendations available from professional persons or persons with related expertise which should be useful in this evaluation? No. And by comparison, does the relative gain to the public health, safety, and general welfare outweigh the loss in property value or hardship imposed on the applicant by not approving the request? No. There are 8 conditions that were approved by the board. One is any and all lighting on the property shall be directed away from property lines and road. No advertising signs shall be allowed except ones listed in Article 7, Section 104 of the zoning code. The applicant shall obtain all local, state, and federal permits and related inspections necessary to operate the commercial kitchen. The zoning and permit application for the commercial kitchen must be accompanied by a site plan which depicts the physical design features and the general location. The zoning administrator shall be notified of any changes in ownership within 30 days of the change of ownership. New owner, address, contact person, and phone number shall be provided with notice of change given. A copy of these conditions must be filed with the Register of Deeds as an addendum to the deed. Any violation of the condition of approval in determining the zoning administration shall be a violation of the zoning regulations and shall render the zoning permit for the special use null and void.
Okay.
So do we ask a question at this time or not yet?
Did you ask questions?
Yes, you can ask questions, sure.
So is this a separate building?
Yes.
Okay, and so, this no advertising signs except for Article 7, Section 104, what does that mean?
It means that, you'd have to go to the zoning regulations and read what they are, but for the A1 agriculture, they can only be a certain height, diameter.
Like on Highway 18?
No,
That is house.
At the house, at the location?
Yeah.
I see.
This building will be about 250 feet south of the house that we actually purchased additional ground to put it on. We don't really plan on putting any signs out on the road. This is not really a 8 to 5 brick and mortar. This is because we're more wholesale. We've
Right,
hooked up
you're
with
just
some.
gonna cook and take it elsewhere.
Yep. Bannister Meats is our distributor. So basically they pick it up and they distribute it out. It's not gonna be a place you can go. That's why we've set up stores like Smoky River Meats, and there's some across the street in this grocery store. That's a better business model for us than to plant somebody in a building for 8 hours a day,
Yeah, makes sense.
so.
Makes sense.
Okay, so you're gonna change, okay,
I'll send that and bring it back up.
all right.
Oh, I jumped in before you made your comment. Do any of them have questions?
Anyway. You have anything, Dwayne?
Nope, I have
Okay.
no problem. Sounds like a bad book.
Okay. Final public comment, does anybody have any questions, I guess, or any new information? I think we're done unless you're gonna bring,
I'll bring that up here in just a little bit.
all right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that does us.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I put the resolution numbers on for you.
Okay, thank you.
Sales tax.
still more intel has come. I've emailed him twice just to verify what questions we need answered. Just simply, just to double check, you need to know percent and what it's used for.
Right.
I've not heard a word back. I've reached out multiple times.
Oh, I just got an email last night. I reached out to him last night and he got back with me at 8:35.
So I don't know if he thinks you're the point of contact or.
I did not say that. I just.
I know, but he's not answering me at all, so I don't.
So I did print this out. And this is your last page from that. But here's what he just emailed me at 8:35 last night. I emailed him at 8:16 and said, second request, please. Here you go. And, there you go.
Thank you.
Well, Tammy probably should be getting this, shouldn't she? You didn't get anything?
I've not heard back from him since I've emailed him. He's not answering me at all. Kevin, I think it's Kevin Cohen, yeah.
So what happened was I looked at the agenda when I was flying yesterday,
Mhm.
and I saw that it was on there. So I just reached out to him last night when I got home and said, hey, second request. And I said, hope to talk about this tomorrow. If you have a chance, would appreciate a response. And that's why he gave me a response. So my question,
Go ahead.
One of those is yours, Scott.
so my question was, if we want to use the special use sales tax for the county hospital and emergency medical services, do we have to break out the percentages to each on the ballot or just list them both? That was my question. It's on the very back page. And then he didn't respond. I sent that on May 27th. So then on Sunday, yesterday, I said, second request, please. So then he responded. And he said, I think the county can list both without a percentage allocation. And he gave the ballot proposition would say, for the purpose of financing the provision of healthcare services in the county by the county hospital and emergency medical services. Of course, if commissioners want to allocate a percentage each in the ballot proposition and provide those restrictions, you can. If there isn't an allocation in the budget ballot proposition, the county will have to apply some sales tax to each purpose.
Okay.
I think that can vary year to year, but over the course of time, it would be a substantial amount for each of these purposes. So otherwise, there is a risk of the original ballot proposition being misleading to the voters.
Okay, so we need to get it so she gets this, and she's in charge of this, I think, because she is the election person. I don't know how to do that now, but I guess somehow or another we need to get so Tammy gets it.
I'll try again. Like I said, I emailed him a week or two ago, and I added my email. So I'll reach out to him again and just say, hey.
Okay. Well. I still don't think we have time to get it on.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we have time to get it on in November? If he gets
Oh,
off
yeah.
that center and does something?
I mean, the short answer is yes. I mean,
Yeah.
my thing is 60 days ahead of time. The thing I think we need to be what I'm waiting to hear from him for is what exact questions you guys need answered. And then I want to move on to step 2, which is you guys probably need to have town hall discussions on what that looks like and to inform the community. But that's gonna be the biggest thing is how much time that takes. Whether or not we are giving our citizens enough time to make an informed decision, that's gonna be up to you guys.
Okay. Well,
When is your drop dead date for the printing of the ballots and notification of getting it on the ballot and so forth on November?
So the answer I feel I have to give you is 60 days before the election. I'm very uncomfortable with that, but 60 days for the election, because my first ballots have to go out 45 days before an election. But the sooner the better. I mean, 60 days is really cutting it close for me,
you didn't
I'm
say
being
that.
honest.
I'm frustrated that they're not moving the wheels of progress along, so we can meet your deadline. So, I don't know what it's gonna take to prod them into that, you know, to get your ballot question
Well,
right.
Carla prodded him, so that, maybe that'll get him in guard,
Yeah,
get him.
My email simply said, just to verify, the two questions we need answered is what the sales tax is for and what percentage we're wanting.
Yeah.
And what is step two? That's all my email is. It is literally that simple. And I forwarded it, I've added it to him multiple times now and
Alright,
nothing.
well, I don't mind you getting the information, Carla, or ask him, but tag her, or, you know, in it too, so they get theirs together. I mean, we need them to step it up and see whether this is something we need to do or gonna do, or. Okay,
I don't know what else you guys wanna discuss with it, if you guys wanna, that was my understanding from the last time he was here, is you guys, if you guys wanna move a little more forward, you guys could
Well,
discuss.
we can't move anywhere forward till we know that stuff, you know?
Until we know what? What are you waiting for?
Well, I was just verifying that you guys need to figure out percentage and what to use it for, so you guys can
Yeah.
certainly go and have that discussion. I don't know if that's all they need answered, cause I can't hear back from them, but we can start with that, if you want.
So, can I share what
Sure.
I feel? I feel that based on his response, that we, by doing it, he said, healthcare services, providing healthcare services, and listing both, that gives future commissions the opportunity to divide as they feel appropriate and doesn't lock them into anything.
Right.
And and the whole healthcare thing would still be under the stipulation that we can do it without legislature approval.
Right.
And, my personal take, I did do some, looking to see, you know, sales tax revenue by other counties and where they come from and stuff. And, I do think that, we should go ahead and do the full 1%. I mean, that was the other question. I think Tammy was saying that we have to make that decision yet. So the 1%,
Well, I thought that's what we agreed on, but that's
Yeah,
fine. So 1%.
Yep.
so you understand that, so right now, like it's generating $550,000, but that 1% will actually, all the money, that 1% is spread with cities.
Right.
So
But
that,
this won't.
right, and so we would actually generate possibly like $750,000.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna fix your numbers there. Currently, it's $450,000.
That we're currently making.
We're currently getting the split, I mean, 450 is our cut of it.
I'm sorry, that was earnings on interest, I'm sorry, so
Yeah,
450,
so that
sorry.
was, that's our cut of the 1%. We do not have an idea what that was, I was estimating $500,000 without the city cut, but that's just guesstimating.
We
Right.
wouldn't
So-
get the city though, would we?
No.
But,
We
We
would
would.
not get the collected at the city, or will the city
yeah,
collect
no.
county sales
no,
tax for us?
we would collect all sales tax within the
Countywide.
county,
Countywide.
but currently with the general use sales tax, we have to share that with a little bit to each city. So all 5 cities are receiving a portion of our 1%.
The other one, yes.
Yes,
But
But
this
not
is not going to be the case with this.
right.
Right.
So on a general use, we have to share, but a
Right.
special use, we
Right.
don't. And it would be both sales tax plus compensating use that we would get. Compensating use is for people outside the state, right, that pay our sales tax, that's compensating use.
I would check with Gilmore, but I don't know why we would get, what you're considering compensating use. Any products that's purchased within Ottawa County that's subject to sales tax, they would have to charge the 1%.
Okay, so the amount of sales tax we currently get is $318,000 from the sales tax and $170,000 from the compensating use to get to our 487. That's what we're getting right. Let me say that right. The 317 plus the 169 is getting us the 487.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we, in those sales tax reports for,
I'm not familiar with compensating use tax, that, I thought it was all lump sum, just 450,000 roughly.
broken out between the two. I believe compensating use is outside the state or outside the county that we collect, that they send to us. And so some cities break it out between sales tax and compensating use, and some combine them. And we've only had one line item, which includes both.
Okay, so if somebody orders on Amazon or something from out of state, it comes in under compensating use instead of just lumped to the sales tax.
Right, and so if you look at, I have some other, budgets that show how they break it down. I have this report, let's see, where did I get this from?
It's an interesting concept to see what comes into the county by destination-based sales tax, something purchased online,
Right.
or buying a car in another state, paying your sales tax in this county, things of that nature.
So I'm gonna correct this real quick, compensating use tax. So a good example of that would be if you purchase a vehicle in Colorado and you paid 3% sales tax. When you come to Kansas and pay the other, if ours is 6.5%, 3.5%, that 3.5% to make up that gap difference is your compensating use.
But what is it, but it has to be more than, since our compensating use, according to this, I got it from the Kansas sales tax rates from the state of Kansas.
Now, I'm looking at it right now, compensating use tax is a tax paid on merchandise purchased from other state and used, stored, or consumed in Kansas, on which no sales tax was paid. It's also due if the other state's rate is less than the Kansas rate of 6.5% paid at the time of purchase. So a good example is usually vehicles. People do that a lot with vehicles. So that's what I would say would be the good example of that, the compensating use.
So the total so sales tax plus compensating use for Ottawa County, according to this report, is 690, almost 1,000.
Almost $1,000, or,
691,000.
oh,
So in other words, that's for all of Ottawa County, we get 487, and then the other cities get, the difference between the 450 and the 690. Does that, I'm sorry, the 487. You follow that?
Yep.
No?
Well,
So
you-
the total amount for Ottawa County for sales tax plus compensating use is 691,000. That's the 1%.
okay.
And of that amount, the county got 488. That must have been 2025, I guess.
That must have been 2025.
Yeah, so it says 488, and then it shows each of these other cities, Bennington, Culver, Delphus, Minneapolis, Tuscan, where they got their balances, some of it compensating use and some of it the sales tax. But the 690 is the combined of both,
Right.
okay? And we get, and our 487 is a combined both.
So with this other thing that we're gonna take on, if we do, there will be no splitting of anything, we get it all,
Correct.
right?
So
And it'll
it
go
should
to
be-
health, right?
And it should be the 691, because we don't have to split that, or something similar.
Hopefully.
Example
Right.
Yeah,
of 2025.
Is it really necessary to split out the tax from sales tax and then the other use?
No, because we've never done it,
Right,
but some counties do it,
right.
and some cities do it. I think Minneapolis does it, actually. I don't know if I can find their financials right
Do
away.
we know
Because the
that?
water's getting awful muddy.
Yeah, do we know that compensating use tax is subject to our sales tax rate if we were to add one?
It is currently.
But if we add an additional tax, I'm just quickly reading on the Kansas Department of Revenue and I can't decide, I don't know. It says compensating use tax rate is the same 6.5% as the state's sales tax rate. So it says that, so that tells me, to me, I read that as cap is 6.5%. But the next sentence is, local use tax, if levied by city or county, is imposed on all transactions which are currently subject to state use tax. I'm not an attorney, I don't know what that means.
Well, I guess
So that's just a
my-
consideration.
my whole reason to throw that at you is just to say what the potential is, to tell you what the numbers are gonna be. And we can confirm that with, either Jeff or
We
Kevin,
need to probably confirm it with Kevin.
so.
Okay,
So I can make
And
a
that's
note to email
And,
about
and that's another
compensating
reason
means.
why I think it's easier if we just do the 1% on the front end.
Right.
And I also think it's good that we have that flexibility between the county and EMS for that amount of money.
The hospital, you mean, and the EMS.
What did I say?
County.
Yes, I'm sorry. The county hospital and E EMS.
okay. So, basically, we need to hear, you know, what we want, what our thoughts are. And you're gonna give him a little bit of a, rattle his cage a little, don't wreck him, but rattle his cage.
I'm gonna ask him also about the compensated use and if that's included, cause I just don't know the answer, I'm not an attorney.
Yeah.
What I just read just now while we're sitting here, I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
assume it is, but I don't.
let's
I don't
find
know.
out for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of a special use sales tax or whatever, you know,
Compensating.
compensating, yeah. I thought it was just all sales tax. You buy a car, you pay sales tax.
I mean, it's all lumped together, I mean,
Yeah.
it's all just, it's the same concept, they just call it something different because it's on full percentage, or the full percentage.
Do you want this website to look at? It's called salestaxhandbook.com. You look up Kansas, then you look up Ottawa County.
The other thing I would say might be important, if you guys are really wanting to get it on November's ballot, is maybe to discuss what it looks like to include the community in on the discussion, and what that
Well,
would.
we have to, I mean, we know that, we have to have meetings.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if today's the day you would wanna discuss what that looks like, or if that's a future discussion.
Future, when we see, we need to get some information from him first, I think.
Okay.
Maybe the county fair would be a good place to put that up.
Before that, for sure.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, put it out and then get,
Yeah.
maybe have a, you know,
Survey poll
or have a meeting,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, meeting at the county fair.
yeah. Maybe there'd be some positive, something positive about it.
Okay.
Nobody laughed about that, Carl. How come you didn't laugh? I'm trying to get something positive going here. Well, I guess we need a motion to pay the bills.
And I am gonna ask that we pull the minutes for the 5th and 6th, Carla sent me some changes, and I haven't had time to update, so if we can just pull the 5th and 6th minutes.
Okay,
Did you have any problems with my changes from the
I haven't even had a chance to actually, I saw you on the text message, but I haven't.
on the 11th?
Oh, 11th, oh, I'm sorry, 11th, it's all done, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I would make a motion that we pay the accounts payable and, or we approve accounts payable, payroll, and AAEs, and, accounts payable in the amount of $148,763.18.
And so,
and we're doing the 11th, right?
and
I'm
then,
gonna verify that, sure, it's not the easy. Sorry.
What are we doing the 11th?
The minutes,
I don't see the May 11th minutes in here, Tammy, did you?
so they're not in there?
Oh, I just haven't printed them, I'm sorry, I just didn't get them printed.
Okay, so no minutes included. Do we have a second?
So right now you're just approving the payables and the payroll?
Yep.
Or I can print them, and the minutes are not a problem to print, if you guys are comfortable approving them, it's just a matter of printing them out. But that's up to you.
Do you wanna take a 10-minute break, have her print them, because we still need that resolution done?
Right.
It's the 18th, I need, I knew that date was wrong.
Okay.
Do
Let's
you wanna take a
10-minute
break?
then. Yeah.
Even though you wanna rescind your
Let's-
motion, or I'm
let's-
sorry,
Yeah.
or do you want, make your motion just for payroll and the payables, and we can
Yes.
leave it at that?
And the AAs,
I will amend my motion to reflect paying accounts payable in the amount of $148,763.18.
And the payroll?
and the payroll, and the AAs.
And the AAs.
I'll second that.
It's moved and seconded to pay the bills at $148,763.18 and the payroll and approve the AAEs. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All
Hey.
those opposed?
Dwayne, so Dwayne's name is misspelled on this resolution. I don't know if you wanna send that to,
Oh,
there's a double S here.
Is that on Truett's resolution?
Yeah, so you wanna
I'll
send him
call
that
him.
real quick? Do you guys think are we supposed to sign both of these payroll ones?
Hey, they noticed that, Dwayne's name is also misspelled in the resolution.
Do
Okay,
you wanna sign
5-minute
this?
break?
Do you wanna sign this one as well, or?
I should,
moved and seconded to approve the minutes from May 18th. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so. Clerk comments?
Yep, so I do have a few things here. So, I did want to pass out, so as the clerk, I'm also the Freedom of Information Officer, and part of being the Freedom of Information Officer is you should have information. Most counties have a brochure, so I did complete a brochure for that. I'll pass out to the commission.
Do you have these at your desk or something? Or what do you do with these?
Let me get to our microphone
I'm
here.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Yes, I do have it available in my office. It just gives you basic information about COMA and CORA, mainly CORA, obviously, Kansas Lumber Records Act. So I just want to pass those out to you because I got that completed. It's been on my list to do for quite a while.
This
So-
is nice, and I assume you can email all this information out to people.
Yes, I can, yep. But I just wanted something look nice. I did just print it out of my printer in my office. I didn't put it together in just a regular document, so there's that. So I just wanna make sure you guys knew that was done. I did wanna announce that June 8th will be the dates that our new emergency management director will be starting, so it'll
Oh,
be
you're
next
kidding.
Monday. So Miller
Wow, you moved that up a
Carnes
full
has-
month?
Yep, Miller Carnes is accepted and he will begin next week, so we are very excited for that. So-
How will that work with your duties up here and processing him in as a new employee?
Yep, so I'll have Joe downstairs in my office,
Oh.
do all the paperwork, and if we're still going on with our meeting, he'll come up here, and then I'll meet back with them, because there's some other things I need to do with them, and then give him, have a meet with Keith, and so he can do his piece with them, so.
But I think he was here this weekend,
Yeah, he was.
Nice.
and
Did you
Keith,
see him?
Keith took him over to Tesket, showed him the
Oh, the
ropes over in
floods?
there.
Was there flooding yesterday?
Not bad, the river was up,
Yeah,
but
the
it-
land.
I was hoping it would've take that, log jam out, but I bet it hasn't.
Who took him over to Tesco, Scott?
Keith,
Oh, Keith
So-
okay,
Well,
And
that's
then-
all good news.
Yeah.
did.
what
Yep.
else you got?
So I do want to announce that the filing deadline is today at noon. So if anyone wants to file for office, they have until noon today to do so. And then also, if you want to change your party affiliation, you have until noon. If you are currently affiliated with the party, you have until noon to change that. So just want to put those deadlines out there.
Okay,
And that's it.
all right. I've got a couple, three things I wanna talk about. You know, we talked about windows and this courthouse and money and everything that we had or have not have or whatever. Anyway, it's going to be a major, major deal if we ever do replace the windows. So I talked to Keith a little bit this morning about it, and he said there'd really be no way to figure out how much it would cost until we hired somebody to do one section, like this section, like right over here where there's no business, you know,
Like the jury room?
no, right here,
On the north wall.
north, down
Sure.
below,
Oh, the door entrance?
Murray's old building, old
Oh,
window there.
Marie's office.
Okay, so the only way to figure out what it would cost is to do one, tear it out, and find out how much problem it's gonna be to tie back into those pillars. I mean, there's no way for anybody to give a price. So, something to think about,
Does she have a pillar in her office?
everything, every one of them,
Cause she's a corner office. She has
every
a
one of them
pillar.
got them.
I will point out, that is now the HR room.
I understand that,
And
they may,
that's why we can make accommodations, move back upstairs for a little while. I just wanted to point out.
back upstairs,
Yeah, cause I mean, we moved everything down there, not a lot, when I say everything, I don't mean like.
well, you can work out of your office if we come to that,
Yes,
but
absolutely, 100%, yeah.
I don't think we wanna start at the
You're moving,
appraiser's office first.
Right.
moving the emergency management office back up here?
No,
No,
no.
okay.
No, he talks about the first project being,
Using that as a guinea
Just-
pig area.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
She
that's what
said
I
the
thought.
HR is there.
Right.
She wanted to point out that HR was in there. She said downstairs, she was wrong.
I'm sorry, downstairs from here.
Move it,
Sorry.
move it down the hall.
Not-
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
not the
every
first
time-
floor, I meant the.
I understand
Every
that,
time I see
but,
Joey's in your office, so I didn't even realize he was ever up here, so.
no.
Yeah, but like I told, like I'm saying, I'm happy to work out of my office or back up
Right.
here,
If we decide
absolutely.
that
I
we
just
need,
wanna-
I mean, there's no way to ever replace or start anything until we do that.
Could
So,
we-
so if you put and then it's gonna have to stay open, not open, but they're gonna have to figure out something to set in that
To be secured.
to secure
and
and, you know, plexiglass or something to keep anything from coming in until they build and figure out how much, what it's gonna take to build the framing and everything. So it's going to take, so say we had them do that, it could take more than a month for them to get everything straightened out and figured out how much it's gonna cost. We'll have to have them replace that no matter what. But that's just something for us to think about and, see what you wanna do. I mean, if we're gonna do it, we probably ought to think about it here in the next month, so if it takes a couple months, we don't start getting into November and October and on down the.
So Keith made that comment that I guess we bid it out before and then we didn't do anything. Is that what
Yeah,
happened for that
people-
specific project?
Yeah.
Do we have those bids anywhere?
He did say that he had, those bids, but he also has, architect drawing and stuff that he could bring anytime we wanna see it. The bids won't be anywhere near what they were. I'm pretty sure.
Can he present that next week just so we see it?
Yeah, I'll
Are you gonna
text
ask-
him or do something here.
is there a chance that we could ask him to gather, bid for the one, for this test, for this guinea pig operation?
I think that he had, I don't know if, so whoever did the ends
Right, okay,
is what he was thinking about having them just do this one
okay,
and come up with, maybe using them as a guinea pig to see what it would cost and everything. Then we'd have to put it out.
yeah, if we know the
Bid.
procedure and they can share
Yeah,
that,
'cause it may
X,
take-
Y, and Z.
Right.
It goes to bid.
Right. So,
Okay.
anyway, I'll have him come next week with all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I'd like to see that move forward.
I mean, we gotta get started sometime if we're gonna do it ever.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I don't think, we could justify building a new courthouse, so we should
No.
help do the windows.
Right.
I mean, especially since they say they leak and.
I mean, and then if it gets to the point where if we fix one and do that and it's gonna be 2 million aside, then
we
we're,
have to build
Yeah.
the budget.
yeah, have to start building something up a little bit or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
It may not
Well,
be
we-
that. Who
We
kn-
have money in, the building fund.
Right.
As well as the capital outlay fund.
Right.
And we have $1 million in the capital outlay fund.
Right.
So, but of course, do we drain it all for that one project? I mean,
May have to drain it all for one side if we ever decide to do that. I'd like to improve this place. And another thing is, there wouldn't have to be as many windows. Do you know what I mean? You could cut the window space in half here. In my opinion, and that's what I think that's what he was thinking too.
because once you take them out, you can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
Between the pillars.
When we get down to the appraisers, or not the appraisers, but the treasurer's office, wouldn't put no windows in it.
Jody's not here to see
I don't
the
care,
state,
she'll maybe hear it.
But.
So anyway, that's one thing that we need to think about, and so I'll get a hold of Keith, have him bring his
Yeah, and I
stuff
guess,
next week.
and the whole proposal thing, like, I guess, bid out different options for us. Once
Yeah.
they-
I mean, he has pictures of different stuff, is what he told me, from like not as much glass, and so we can look at that and see what you think.
So can I ask a stupid question? So the, heating and air conditioning are there too, right? Is the
No.
water, is the air that
Well,
we
we
have
don't
to
know.
worry about?
I don't think so, but, I mean, it's,
There's no ban.
I was told this place was built like Fort Knox. A lot of steel and a lot of stuff in it, so I don't,
Yeah, I don't know where the return air is, you can feel the air blowing out, it's cold coming out of here, but how does it return back to the?
I don't think there is.
Yeah,
Anyway, so that's that.
yeah.
Basement,
I'm glad you're doing that.
excuse
I'm
me?
glad you're doing that.
Okay. The basement flooded May 18th
What
from the,
basement?
ours,
Our basement?
yeah. From a storm on May 18th. There's a drain down there that has, down in that hole, down, if you walk down the steps, there's a drain about that big. So if leaves get on it, it plugs it up and it runs in the basement. And so that big storm, it ran in and buckled some of the tile, and anyway,
Is this
he's
where
gonna
the
turn it in
area, or where at in the basement?
In the meeting room.
meeting room and.
Oh, in the meeting
yeah.
room?
So he's going to, turn it into K-Camp and see what the deal is, and then we're gonna have to do something with that drain.
Is the drain outside?
Yeah, it's down in the steps,
Oh, on the west side?
yeah. And, we're gonna have to do something. It's gonna have to be, taken out and redone, put a different drain system. So that's some money we're gonna have to spend out of the capital, or the courthouse improvement.
Yeah, one or the other, yeah.
And that work will have to be done on days that there's no court, because the jackhammer, last time they worked out there, interrupted court, so that's another thing.
Have we improved that problem before, or?
No. But we've done some cement work and jackhammered some stuff out along over there before, last year, I think, or something, but
I know
anyway,
they
so
used
I'll,
one in my office, and, I'm very thankful they did it on a day we weren't here. Cause that was
Was that
my
when they were doing
security
the concrete,
fault.
and they were doing the concrete, pulling up the concrete to the west, or where?
When they were working on my vaults,
They came in on the weekend?
yes, and evenings. Keith arranged that so that we didn't have that noise, so I just wanna
Okay.
go along with what Scott's saying.
I'm gonna text him right now and tell him, ask him to bring all that stuff next week.
I'll
So,
put him on the agenda too.
okay, and that's all I have. Dwayne?
All I have is maybe we ought to send flowers to Marie for Marvin, since her
Yeah.
husband passed. Marvin passed on Monday.
I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry that I didn't say something to you about it when we prayed this morning. We should have, we should have
Marie's
had them,
family?
yeah, we should have had them in our prayer, and, it's just a bad deal. Marvin was a great guy, and,
Yeah. Actually, I think he passed on Friday, but Monday, I think I saw a note that he was airlifted to Kansas City.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Monday before, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's a shocker.
prayers are with Marie, and,
Yeah. So, do we put Tammy in charge of flowers for the?
I don't know who does it. Does that Kim do that?
It's up to you guys, if you want it from the county, we can have our employee committee
Yeah,
put something
let's
together.
do that.
Okay,
It should cover everybody.
if you
Yeah.
want something from the commission, then I could
Yeah,
raise it.
everybody,
Yeah.
no, just,
Ottawa County,
yeah.
do you guys want a certain limit or let them use discretion?
You can't buy flowers for no little bit, like we had a limit of 30 or something, or 45. You can't buy them for that anymore, so whatever is
Yep, gotcha.
the right deal.
Try this again.
I will be delighted.
Can you please bring all the information?
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, Dwayne.
Yeah.
Agenda. Thank you. All right.
So do we need a motion to pass resolution number 2607?
You will.
Yep,
Are we ready?
Let me finish.
she's reading.
Oh,
Give me 1 minute. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sorry for the, well, I guess we're gonna have to hire Diane McCain back. She used to proofread everything.
good with it, Dwayne?
I'm good with it.
So I'll move to approve resolution 26-07, the special use permit for a commercial kitchen in an ag district, A1 ag district.
I will second it.
It's moved and seconded to approve, resolution 2607 for the, special use permit for the kitchen. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are you
Oh,
gonna
we're
sign
through.
that one? Are we gonna sign that one? Sarah?
How many,
Yeah.
how many signed copies do you need?
Oh, I'll just get a copy from Tammy.
Yep, so if you guys sign the one, I'll get it one. I'll give one to Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks, Truid.
Yes, hopefully next time we'll get better. All right, well, talk to y'all later.
All right, thank you, sir. So Tammy, you're in charge of flowers for Marvin?
I'll get with them and make sure we get some ordered for the county. Yep, I'll take care of it.
When's the funeral?
Saturday, 10 a.m., I believe, United Methodist. I'm going on the memory here, from what I saw yesterday on the website.
Yeah, that's
or
what I just told
Facebook
him.
page.
Ready to do it.
Do you have anything,
Nope, I'm done.
Carla?
And you just said Facebook page. I'm hoping that when, not this has to be his number one priority, but when Miller, takes over for emergency management, that he has some kind of Facebook page that we can track. You guys seem to
I think
always,
he's already,
Yeah, I think.
you guys seem to
already
be in
started
the
on
know,
it, didn't he?
Yeah,
that I seem to be out of the loop, and you're, with your husband, I mean, you're in the know, and just to know.
I think he's already posted stuff on it, hasn't he?
So there has been an Ottawa County Emergency Management Facebook page that's been created. It's currently not run by someone who is currently employed with us.
Yet.
So- Yes.
But he will be.
So, and that's something we will review, what the rules and regulations are for county government to have social media on that first day,
Yeah.
just to make sure the rules are.
I just think it'd be really helpful
mm-hmm.
to be aware of what's going on, so.
Yep.
I'd be helpful, I'd be thankful.
Yeah, but there is already one out there, it's just not currently run by an Ottawa County employee.
Well, and plus, the one that I looked up, sometimes it's Minneapolis, Minnesota, rather than Minneapolis,
Oh.
Kansas.
Mm.
So, as long as, Ottawa County. Okay, so, first I wanna say I'm thankful for the department heads for the meetings we had last week.
Mm-hmm.
And that, for the most part, they did keep their budgets flat, and I'm very thankful for that, because it makes it easier for us. I have been getting several emails on data centers. Have you been getting them as well?
Yeah.
Have you been reading all of those? That's,
Well, I try not to, but, well, I mean, I don't like when they start cussing. I mean,
Yeah.
start raising hell that we've already, the one that I read the most of, already made it sound like we made some decision of doing it, and we're knocking doors down to have it done, and all we were doing is so far researching it.
researching,
Mhm.
yeah, I
And
agree.
so I don't know how it got blown up to the fact that we were gonna do it, or because we have not even come close to it.
I heard they were trying to force people to sell their land. Well, they're
Yeah.
not gonna force anybody to sell their land, they're gonna just.
Oh, they want us to put a,
Moratorium.
moratorium on it. I don't know. I guess if they can come in here and do it without our permission, we probably should do that.
Yeah, I wanna talk to our contact at the Kansas Department of Commerce again, because there's one thought that I saw on Facebook, of course, it's on the internet, it's gotta be true, that they use these closed loop systems, but then there are other pollutants as they purge the system. You may have sent that to me, Carl, I don't know. But I wanna check that out, because if there's pollutants that circulate through the cooling system and then
Well,
back out.
So do we have any kind of statutes, or we don't have anything?
Not
For
from the,
that.
from the state level yet.
No.
Well, the fact is, we're in a little bit of a pickle right now. If Tyson Food wanted to come in here and open something up, they could.
Well, we are zoned though,
Mm-hmm.
so that has some limitation.
Right.
But our ULDC isn't current, so, you know, I guess it goes back to that zoning question, they must be using whatever book is current, even though it doesn't address a lot of things right now.
So maybe we should, see what you come up with,
Yeah.
and then maybe we should, you know, it wouldn't hurt to put a moratorium on it at all. Maybe if that'd make people happy, I mean, then if we find out they don't use water and they don't make noise and,
If we get somebody that's seriously interested in coming to Ottawa County, you know, that would be when we really need to have that information from K-State or zoning regs redone. Right now, I kind of feel like we're wide open. We could always say no, but without the zoning regulations in place to address all of that, if we'd say yes, we know where we stand, we can make this work, can't we make this work? It's very important, I think, to not poo-poo the idea off the table.
Are you sure we can say no right now?
no, I don't think he's sure we can say
I
that.
don't-
That's why we need to get
I
it.
don't think we have any control right now. I don't think we can say, I'm gonna, I.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, what makes you think that? I don't know, I'm not doubting you, I wanna know why you think that.
So, just somewhat, I guess I'm just looking at it from a homeowner standpoint, landowner standpoint.
Well, I-
If they come in and say, we wanna buy this land, and they sell it, and then they put up a data center, we don't have any restrictions on data centers right now. So I guess I would say,
Right.
who's to say they couldn't, what,
Well, I mean, they
Until
can come
I-
and buy that ground, but there's a lot of things that, I
to be
don't know.
honest,
I
to be
really don't
honest, I'd have to read the Unified Land Development Code to see what restrictions are, if any. And I don't think Truitt's has said we have any restrictions, has he?
No, but it would have to go before the zoning committee, and that's when the zoning committee really needs to be up to snuff, you know, with the updated zoning regs to address alternate energy sources, wind power, nuclear energy, data centers, whatever, how big is it gonna be, how noisy is it gonna be, how much water are you gonna use, is the infrastructure there, all of this stuff. In fact, I don't think honestly that their conversation will start with us. I think
Right.
it's gonna start with the energy company to see, can you supply X amount of gigawatts in this location?
See, I think it's gonna
without,
start with the land.
without it ended up costing us this, and this, and water and everything. Yeah, they could start with the land, but I don't know if they could go ahead and do it or not. That's why we need to find out.
Yeah,
And if we need to put a moratorium on it,
yeah.
we'll do it. We can take it off just as quick if we find out it's not right.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's a lot of people that have opinions about it, and I just want something to back up those opinions.
Right. I admire somebody that has good opinions, up-to-date opinions on it, that the state of Kansas is not going to allow rates to be hiked or jacked up by
But
surrounding citizens.
I don't think they've even.
Yeah, I don't know if they've
done
even
that at the
crossed
state
that.
level.
They've said they're gonna do that, but whether they
Okay, yeah,
do it or not, I don't know.
yeah.
I
And
don't
the
know
water,
if there's any restrictions. I don't think that they have, given them, perks yet
Hmm.
into the state of Kansas. You know, they haven't allowed them to have, get away from property tax or any, whatever, abatements, I should say.
yeah,
But, anyway, I just want you to know that I'm getting quite a few. I'm
Mhm.
backed up in my reading, so I'm planning to get caught up a little bit this week. But,
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you guys were getting these too, so.
Mhm.
Can I make just a quick suggestion? If you, I don't know your guys' feelings on the data centers, you don't have to tell me, but if it's something you would like more information on, I would suggest maybe we figure out what county has one, and invite the commissioners to come talk to us.
I don't think anybody
in
does, do they?
Kansas have them?
I honestly don't know.
I don't think
I
it-
have no knowledge.
I have no idea.
Pryor, Oklahoma
Yeah.
has a data center, they've had it for 15 years, and Channel 12 did an expose on them, and there was the noise concerns, the water concerns, all of the concerns that we have addressed. But after 15 years, they consider him a good citizen, good resident, you know, they are accommodating, they work with people to address any issues. Now, this was one particular company, who knows what there is. I think that there are a lot of good companies out there, and just like everything, all it takes is one bad apple to
Right.
spoil the bunch.
told NACO, did you ask them, I know we joined for that, one of those specific reasons, and so can they guide us somehow?
Yeah, I think they can, and this is kind of where we're leading, you know, with other companies, other towns or counties that have data centers, how they are handling it, how it has worked for them. It's helped the school districts by millions and millions of dollars.
Easy now, don't say millions.
Yeah, well, we divide by 2 here in Canada. I don't know
Okay.
what we-
Depends how big the center is.
Right.
Yeah, that's true, but it would, and that's an interesting thing, if it's located in 239's district, are they gonna have to share with 240? Or if it's in 240's district, will they share with 239? And technically,
Looks like the Metro Kansas City area's got some.
yeah. Yeah, and this Pryor, Oklahoma's a small town, you know, considerable, it's close to Minneapolis, and they just, I wish I'd have brought that, it was laid out, but it didn't get here. But, I'll print it off, and maybe I can send you all a link to it. Did you read that, Carl? At Pryor, Oklahoma?
To be honest about it, I can't remember, I've read so many of them, I can't.
Yeah, I latched onto it because it was one of the favorable reviews that data centers were
It's-
getting.
One of those, to me, it's one of those things like they're having to change because of all the blowback, and rightfully so, in my opinion. So as time has progressed, they've come
Well,
up
let me know.
with ways to be more
How big a
friendly
problem
to
is
the
it?
community,
Right.
so to speak.
I think they're being more efficient, more
Yeah.
friendly, more conscientious of those
Whose
around
area?
them.
There you go.
I don't know if there's any industry that doesn't cause an issue of some type. I guess to me, I'm getting a little concerned, it's not just Ottawa County, it's everywhere, that we're so worried about, and there's been a lot of abuse, don't get me wrong, I
Oh, yeah.
understand, but I think we're got to the point now where we're so scared to have anything go wrong that we're not getting anything
Right.
accomplished.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that balance is, but I think, you know,
Yeah.
I go by north of Park City at least once a week, it seems like, on the highway, and they've got a couple oil tanks there from a field. And depending which way the wind blows,
Oh,
Yeah.
it can be pretty strong just going by on the highway. And it's made me think of that. I'm curious what would happen in Ottawa County if company came in and wanted to start drilling, because they've got mineral rights everywhere.
Well, I wish they'd find some oil in this county.
Well, but, okay, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Right.
are we gonna look the other way for the oil companies
What's
coming
the
in and
tip?
drilling, or?
Yes, we are.
That's what.
If they're coming on my ground. I don't think I got any oil though.
Yeah, that's a good point, you know. and
I know,
change.
I mean, it's, people don't like change, and, I'll listen to somebody that has a sensible
Solar
explanation.
energy thing, they posted a while back, and it's an old picture where it turned out in Nebraska, they had a big field that got hailed out, and there was people having fits about the damage to the pollutants and all that. And again, reading that article, they have changed the composition of the panels from what they used to be to more environmentally friendly. I mean, like I said, unfortunately, most of the time, we learn the hard way, whether something's
Yeah,
bad or
kind of
good.
like the data center.
Make adjustments
Yeah.
there.
They take 10-year-old technology when they suck water out of a lake or a river and then run it through the data center and then run it right back into the stream.
The nuclear power plants, they use their own, a lot of them use their own pool, so to speak. They'd have a lake or a big
Right.
pond or whatever, and it just
Recirculate.
recirculated within their own system. But
Do those have to have a filter in them to
I would
filter
think
out?
so. I would think so.
Do you have
too.
nuclear plants?
So who are we gonna find that has, one to find, I mean,
Another
so let's
Pryor-
Google it.
Pryor, Oklahoma,
AI.
I know of.
Yeah, you can get a map of the ones, and they are mostly in the Kansas City area, the data centers in Kansas. I think there's a couple of them, or they're in the
They're-
process.
I mean, obviously, like you're reading, there's several locations that they're looking at, but.
I will have a report next week
Closest data center in
from the guy at the commission.
Kansas.
So,
Salina,
so-
Kansas.
this is my take on it, is Kansas commerce would want all commerce to come in, right?
Right.
No matter what. But the NACO one, what they said was that they're not a lobbyist, they show you all positions, and that's why I think NACO might be our best shot.
172 miles away.
Is it
Which
Kansas
what?
City area?
Yep,
Which one?
the closest one is Kansas City.
No, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Where's that? I should've drove by that.
Well, I don't, it doesn't, like, you want me to hit the button, or you wanna go there?
Yeah, show it up, show me where it's at.
Oh, come on.
Well, Paul Hughes knows that there are less than desirable companies out there, and he is vetting them and not even considering them for any place in Kansas, you know. He's taking the top tier companies that are willing to be good good stewards of the environment, good community neighbors and all of that stuff, so.
You know,
It's
was
off
it,
69 highway,
and where at? What's it, what's your?
close to Overland Park, Shawnee.
Oh, it's in Overland Park?
Yeah, well, it's close.
69 in Overland Park?
Yep.
That's shocking. You have a son that lives there? You can go look at it. Send us pictures.
It's on, Neiman Road. There's housing,
I used to
Really?
live off Neiman Road and 75th Street.
that's where it's at. It's just a little bit south of 75th to 79th,
Wow, it's right in there,
yeah,
in that, between the highways,
yep, right there where
between
that,
79 and 35?
yep.
Wow.
There's housing there everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how they
They got that approved?
Yeah.
I wonder if we could find out the name of it and then we could pull it up and look at it from a sky view.
It says
Is it Nextera? No, that's wind, I'm sorry.
whatever the name of that is, right there, Neutrality.
Isn't that what?
Neutrality, is that what that says?
Transportation.
Data center.
Netrality Data Center, Kansas City, Netrality.
Neutrality, it's spelled Netrality, data center,
Data center, okay, I'll see what
Yeah. Data center.
they,
75, or 7801 Neiman.
oh man, that was close to where I used to live. I
You're
was at
lucky you moved.
I was at 75th, yeah.
Takes 2 hours and 34 minutes to get there, it's 172 miles.
I don't have any plans to go to Kansas City again right away though, but I could look at it from above. I could send friends to negotiate, to go take pictures. Take a video, see what noise it makes, right?
The Prairie Creek, Oklahoma is about 4 hours away or a little more. But they are established 15 years in the community with a data center. And they have expanded and the community hadn't kicked them out, there's been no kickback, pushback.
Did they get, abatements at the beginning?
I don't know. I've got a story at home. I guess I'll make a note on
What's
the
this?
record that I will send you the link, both of you, the link from Channel 12 or wherever the link was on
About
the
that
internet.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, about prior.
It says Kansas City has 14, Lenexa has 3, Wichita, they lied then, it says that Wichita has 2, Topeka has 5, Iola 1, Lawrence 1.
But Salina has one too, but it's not on there. It's the Salina Regional Data Center on Iron Street. Hutch has one, but it's.
Wait, can I go back to Salina for a minute? It's iron and what?
Pardon me?
The Salina one, is it iron and what?
I don't know iron and what. It's only for the Salina Regional Hospital. So it's a very small building. Just fits on a block. It's non-conspicuous. It's on the north side of Iron. Not open for public inspection. They prefer that the people don't know that it's there.
I bet not.
Yeah.
I think just an important thing that we need to probably point out is, when we're talking about data centers, is what type that we're discussing, cause like the one at Salina Regional, that's more of a server farm, like
Right.
we're to keep our stuff off-site on the cloud with our own, kind of the same thing, most counties have that. But that's small potatoes compared to what's actually being discussed legislatively. And so, especially even the ones we're kind of looking at around us, I don't know much about the ones around us or anything like that, but are we comparing apples to apples? Are we,
Right.
Right.
Do you know if the Wichita one is
I
a
don't know
normal
anything
one?
about data centers.
Right.
Do you know if the Wichita is a normal one?
I know I called Hutchinson because I Googled data centers, there's one popped up in Hutchinson, I said, oh, I'll run down and take a look at that. I called the county clerk at Hutchinson, Reno County, and she was stymied, she said, I don't know what data center we have here, like Google or what a big one would be. And then it finally clicked with her that a data center would be a backup for like their hospital or something of that nature.
Right.
Was
That's
it their
what popped
hospital
up.
too?
I don't know what it was,
Oh.
but it was some other function other than a ginormous Google data center. So you got, like Tammy said, you gotta be careful to sort it out to get apples to apples.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, I think I can pursue the Pryor, Oklahoma one a little bit more, and maybe we can pursue
Get out
that
of
one.
counties, or get out of state so you don't get shot.
I've been to Oklahoma many times, I'll take my chances.
Anyway, I just wanna make sure you guys were gonna, so the
Yeah.
next big, thing is, you know, we lost our cook at the, and, so they're, last week they cooked, they prepped 124 freezer meals. But, Christy did send me a copy of an MOU that they're presenting back to North Central, what is it, North Central Kansas, Flint Hills Agency on Aging, if I got that all right.
Close
But-
enough.
But, so right now they're operating with no meals, and,
I spoke with Kayla Page about it, and she is looking at a different direction for Delphus. And she thinks it's a possibility that they could get meals out of Beloit. So,
Beloit, huh?
but it's north central Kansas too.
They're under
Yeah.
the umbrella of
Mhm.
North Central Flint Hills
Yeah.
Agency on Aging.
So I don't know if that's gonna work out or not. She's working on something for Delphus because she's afraid that this is gonna continue to happen. I don't know if it will or not. That's, you know.
At least we've got people looking.
Pray to God, I know we do. The thing of it is, it all comes down to MONEY.
Yeah.
Can't hire somebody to cook for that price that's reputable and gonna stay.
So just to piggyback, because you brought this up, I did receive an email during this meeting, and Scott, you also received it, and that we did receive a funding request from Flint Hills Area Agency on Aging. I'll be forwarding that to you guys and then bringing it up next week.
I see we just paid in this bills, we paid the insurance for Jamie,
But this is outside of
Two
that.
people. Yeah, I seen that, but when, we just got it?
We just got it at 10:28, so I got it, 30 minutes ago.
How much is it?
Yeah, their request last year was 19,107, for this year it's 19,878, so they're requesting more money. And they're saying
$700 ain't gonna
it
get,
reflects the increase of health insurance costs of $771.
who, I thought we paid their insurance.
We
paid-
do, but that's their funding request,
So they want $700 for their 10%?
I guess.
That was more?
Well, so I think we pay them a fee, an administrative fee, as part of the Senior Care Act, I believe.
Yes.
And then we also, they pay the insurance, but we pay 90% of it. So
Right.
that's what was in the accounts payable this time, but we shouldn't have another bill.
That's what I find funny, is they're increasing the funding, and I'm afraid if we say yes, we'll pay you the 19,000 whatever.
That's what I'm saying. We
Would
did.
we increase health insurance costs, but what if we don't have an employee that's working?
And we're paying them.
Like that?
Yeah.
Would be
Well, I
fine.
think that, I might be stepping out of turn, but, the board would consider the monies that we have set aside in the budget for insurance would go to them to help fund meals independent of the North Central Regional Planning Commission. So,
Well, we can't, but we can't. Isn't it true that we can't get away from them?
well, that's what they say, but then the people.
That's what those people say.
North Central
Mhm.
says we can't, but then every time they talk to this Rosie in Salina, it sounds like Rosie will accommodate Ottawa County, so I'm not, do we need to have them come next meeting and,
I don't think they'd tell us the truth.
I'm at the board,
Oh, yeah.
to say, what is your plan?
I don't know if necessarily.
And so somebody called me last week when I was out of town, and I said, I think it's really important that we stay in our lane as commissioners, like we help fund it and we help pay for it, but we don't wanna take over.
No, it's not, yeah, we don't wanna be in charge
So,
of
on
it.
that flip side, I think we should make sure the board has a plan.
Right.
Or,
They need to be accountable. What are they doing to get a cook? What are they doing to investigate?
But that's not their job
okay,
to get the cook, is it?
you know, but I'm
I
saying.
thought it was Flint Hills that had to hire it.
You're right.
They are the employers, but I'm just saying, what is their plan? You know, remember when she sat and said, we have a plan B, and they don't have a plan B because we don't have a cook.
Yeah.
And so I guess we go back to our local and say, what is your plan B?
Or your plan.
Sounds like they're doing it, it's freezer meals, and I'll
But
give
that's-
credit to the people that are there now.
Oh,
The
I
ones
do
that are there
too.
working like troopers to
Oh.
put the freezers ahead.
Absolutely, I mean, they went in, lost a cook and made 124 freezer meals like that. That's impressive. But, you can't keep expecting the board to do that.
You say that they went in, the board,
Mhm.
and cooked up 124 meals? Well, I commend them for that.
So with this email I received, because I think the funding request is not like an appropriation that you guys give, it comes from the health department.
It does.
So I'll put this on the agenda next week, and then maybe have Sarah come in and ask her to maybe invite some board members.
In
Would that be
her,
Not too
helpful?
sure she wants to.
in her budget, it's included in that Senior Care Act, remember she has that special line item in aging? And that's where that funding comes from, and, you know, when she presented, I don't think she took it out. When did she present? She presented late in the day, so.
Yeah, we were an hour ahead when she started.
She was near the end. I was
So
just,
see, she still has that Senior Care Act, and in that Senior Care Act, she has $19,000 in there, so I guess I need to look.
that would be
Oh,
all of Flint Hills.
Because that $19,000 is the admin fee plus the insurance, that's why it's $20,000.
She'll probably up and pay it.
Yeah, well, and I forwarded you guys the email from,
We don't want her to do that, do we?
that's what I'm saying, maybe we need to bring everybody
Well,
in.
maybe she pay, hopefully she don't pay it before we get her in here.
Well, this would be for 27's budget, so we'd be okay there. Yeah, for 26, I don't know what she's done.
Yeah, she says she left at 16,600, I don't know if that was her original budget, but it probably was, because she kept that flat.
Okay.
But, that insurance is billed to us monthly, although sometimes quarterly because they're late in billing it. So the bill that we just paid was for May, which I felt like we had to pay, because Jamie was here then. But, anyway, we'll just have them come next week, that board, and say, tell us how we can help you and what your plan is, right?
I think Sarah was doing some research also, and she was planning on next week
So
too.
ask Sarah to
She
come
was not
to.
planning on next week, she just said sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will invite Sarah and encourage Sarah to invite the board. If
Mhm.
you would like the board, I would encourage you
No.
guys to reach out to them.
Yeah,
I
Just
would
have her
want
do it
Sarah.
and us get them here and
yeah.
we don't. Okay.
And, just so you know, I'm gonna meet with the Ada Fire Chief, Kay Backus this week, and hopefully do his budget.
Okay.
He does not have a social fund, I asked him that in an email,
Mm-hmm.
and, so I do need to ask Minneapolis if they have a social fund, so I'm like,
They do.
They do.
and, to get it on, at least in the budget, so that it's complete. And then I was gonna meet with the Bennington Fire Department to try to do a cash flow of their equipment this week, just to kinda get an idea of how to
Good.
go forward.
Yep.
I got a text back from Keith, he will be here next week.
For the windows,
Yeah.
Good.
but, that's all I got. So, next week though, after they gave that presentation, I didn't really scrutinize much of this, but I'm gonna look at it, and if I have any changes, I'll bring them to maybe discuss on Monday, to say,
For who?
for any department, if I
Oh.
look at this and, kind of, because they gave us kind of fast and furious. Did you have a chance to look at everything again this
I
week?
did a little. yeah.
Okay, and I didn't have an opportunity, so.
And
What-
June 12th is when Scott Lloyd will be back, just as a reminder of the date.
Yeah, so next week, we could still, if we wanted to make some changes, we could still do it before he presents the whole
Okay,
thing. on
and
the
then
8th.
he would plug it in and
Yeah,
make the,
if we would agree to it.
yeah.
So that's my plan.
Mhm.
And, yeah, our meeting's next Friday, so, a week from Friday.
Yeah.
And we do have it
And
scheduled.
is it all day?
Yes, we have it scheduled for 9 to 4, lunch will be provided again. Knock on wood, it may not take that long, it normally doesn't, but
Nine
So next
forward?
Friday?
I believe it's 9 to 4,
12.
yeah, the 12th.
So, you guys, did you see that the catering bill was $270? I don't think we should spend that much money on our lunch. I mean, it was really nice, please don't take that the wrong way.
No, I know, it's just, we did reduce the number of sandwiches and
Okay,
trying to find the right, we didn't have enough last year, so we got a few more, we
I
changed
know.
we changed the bread, it changed who made the sandwiches, so we've reduced.
I'm sorry, I just, when I saw that bill, I go, oh, that was our bill.
And so we just did a small veggies, small fruits, and sandwiches,
Yeah,
try to keep it cheap.
I think it was what, $250 or something?
The chicken was in Concordia.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's different.
No, I was
Yeah.
looking at the
That was like
IJ.
$10 a plate. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
We paid for the
Was it,
chicken.
no, we haven't, have we gotten that bill from
Yeah, it just went through, this payables,
Heartland's?
it did. I saw it on the plane, Oh, it was $155.
I don't think it was that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
$250 was the fried chicken,
Right.
and the $155, but, is that just for us though?
That was for everybody to be here all day, yeah.
But I meant for lunch, is that just the three of us plus you, Scott, and Jody?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you
And then
could,
we share whatever's left over for any other
I
employees.
know, and I know it
Yeah.
doesn't go to waste, but if you can scale back a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
I scaled back the number of sandwiches. They were much bigger this year, different bread,
Okay,
so,
sorry,
I get it, I'm with you too. I mean, we wanna keep it as,
we tell everybody to have a
that's why
tight
it's
budget.
turkey and ham sandwiches, it's just something cheap and easy.
We tell
nothing
everybody to have a
fancy.
tight budget, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's all I got.
Order pizza. And pizza,
They're way more expensive.
We
Pizza
don't
these
have.
days, oh my gracious,
is terrible.
it is.
Well,
I'll tell
it's
you
not
what's
like,
even worse, go to McDonald's, it's bad.
I don't, it's not that I don't appreciate it.
No, understood, no, absolutely, absolutely.
I'd make a motion to adjourn at 11:11.
I second.
11:11?
Move to,
11:09.
11:09, yeah, okay. Scott
moved
was
and
a-
second,
Scott was always quick on that second. I
moved
never
and
get to
seconded
adjourn.
to adjourn at 11:09. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.